like my brother.
Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Wheeland. I am an author, game designer, and professional nerd. And tonight, I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, where I and an excellent collection of actors, amateurs, and nerds come together to explore the wide world of excellent tabletop role-playing games. We're very excited to be a part of the actual play movement, but I'm even more excited to showcase games outside of the very excellent 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons for folks out who are maybe looking for something that's a little different to play. And tonight we have a very excellent RPG. I don't know why I say that, because like tonight our game sucks. We picked something why are you here? But we are playing Tales from the Loop from Free League Publishing, or Fria Ligan in their native Swedish. I'm sure I'm butchering that. I am sorry. I just came off of a gig at Irish Fest here in Milwaukee, and there were so many Gaelic words that I had to butcher. It was not even funny.
Oh, yeah,
anyway,
Gaelic's rough.
It is, because there's like 5 H's in there. I don't even know. So
Haggis.
Right. So Free League Tales from the Loop came out a few years ago, and it is it is a perfect example of something that is known in the game development field as parallel development, where a bunch of people kind of watch the same ideas and they bring them together, and fortuitously these products come out at around the same time.
It's like Tron Racing.
8mm happened, and then everyone was like, "Oh, sweet, that's awesome." And then the movie, the kids and the alien.
Oh, you're thinking about
No. 8mm is the Nicolas Cage one with the snuff film.
Super 8.
Yeah.
Super 8. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Super 8.
Super 8.
Not 8mm, please. Not 8mm.
Yeah, that was the one with Nicolas Cage and the snuff film, which
Close enough, right? They're about the same story.
The 1 hour photo is the one with I was super confused.
This game was kickstarted a couple of years ago, right around the time of the first season of Stranger Things. And by kickstarting right around that time, the game blew up in popularity because everybody wanted to play a kids on bikes style 80s mystery romp. And luckily for Tales from the Loop, the game also happens to be very, very excellent. Free League has been a very hard-charging design house over the past few years, and I've been impressed with every game that I've come across of theirs, just because they're very tightly written. The rules are very simple. They have an excellent base system, which we'll get into, but they also adapt that base system very well to fit each genre that it plays in. So it's not just, you're playing the same game. There are still enough tweaks that make every game feel like the system matters, which it does.
Yeah.
So
they actually cleaned up at the Eighties. You're at Gen Con.
And Sarah would know, as she is ENnie nominated, so she was there. So let's actually get to our introductions here, because I want to get to the meat of the matter here fairly quickly. So if you could please, Sarah, introduce who you are, what you do, and tell us about your kid, what role they serve, and perhaps their relationship with the 2 other kids that you chose during our session 0. And we'll start with you.
Okay. My name is Sarah Babe, and I am a professional voice actor. It dawned on me like 2 hours ago that I am, so hi. I am also a professional podcaster, and I also am a character on Encounter Party, which is an awesome 5th ed Ravnica actual play, radio drama / in there, and also host of the ENnie nominated Plot Points.
This is the first time I didn't have to remind you.
Right, because it's talking about the Ennies. I'm like, yeah. So I'm also on that, so if you'd like to hear more of me, you can. So, yeah. I play Melanie Weber. She is the troublemaker, hence me revisiting my golf days. And
which was like 2 weeks ago. But
right. Yeah, I mean, it was yesterday. But okay. You never really stop being goth.
That's true.
Let's be real. Let's see. I would do anything for Alex, my brother. And Mags thinks she is better than us, is what my relationship is. Because she's all sporty.
The what?
Favorite song, I think.
Oh yeah, and what is your character's favorite 80s song?
David Bowie, Underground.
That's a great, excellent addition. Thank you very much, Jordan. So let's go to our resident football player and see what she has to say.
Hi, I'm Tawny P. Thompson, an actor, fight choreographer, and voiceover artist here in Milwaukee. I am playing Mags Stryker, who is the Jock archetype, and hence the soccer ball.
She's actually LARPing her signature item too, which is impressive. Though
I think I'm the only
I know
one that
Sarah's
didn't bring
like,
a signature
I-
item.
You literally have a crowbar in the garage that you could have
Well,
grabbed.
it's a modern pry bar. It's not a crowbar. So I don't know.
Whoa.
I don't know if it counts.
You gotta push your...
You gotta do that well, actually.
There you go. Well, actually.
Great. So, mark it. 2 weeks. Ethan is going to find a vintage crowbar on Craigslist and
I
bring
give them
it.
until tomorrow.
No. Well, they won't know that. So, tell us about the relationships that you have with the other kids in the
So
group.
my first one is Samantha knows everything, and I wonder if we can count on Alex.
Oh, well, let's see what our...
And my favorite song is "Eye of the Tiger" by Survivor.
obviously. Well, let's see what Alex has to say about that. Alex?
Sup, nerds?
This is why I don't know.
That's me, aren't you?
My name is Tony Cheek. I'm an actor, writer, and voice actor. I am playing Alex Weber, who is the popular kid. His relationships are Melanie, who is his sister that he's sick of covering for, and Veruca. She's weird, but I like it.
And what is Alex's favorite song?
Alex's favorite song is "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" by Tears for Fears.
That is an
Such a
excellent
terrible
choice.
band.
How dare you?
Talking to your older brother that way.
I can already see that we're going to have a well rehearsed, thoughtful party moving forward. Let's go to you, Jordan.
Hi, I'm Jordan Fishburne. I am a member of the Theater of the Mind Players, and I also do some running of our Tumblr account at Theater of the Mind Players on Tumblr.com. And my character stuff, currently, Rue wants to be cool like Melanie. 'Cause she's always...
What type of character? What type of kid are you?
I'm a weirdo.
I hope we can clip that audio out.
I'm gonna make it my ringtone when Jordan calls me. Oh my god, I have to. This is gonna be my ringtone every time you call me from now on. I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo.
Hey, Jordan.
The things I do for you guys.
This is my gift to you and to you.
Thank you.
That's not a gift.
It will be.
Oh, it will be.
Anyways, Rue wants to be cool like Melanie, because she's always doing interesting stuff, and Rue knows Olaf doesn't like her. She's always giving me and Nim really weird looks, and Nim is my cute pet rat that I have.
In this case, also known as a nug.
Yeah, that's the only rat comparable thing that I have.
It works pretty well.
But my character's favorite song is "Friends Will Be Friends" by Queen.
And so, Olaf, what do you have to say about that?
I am Ethan Eichstedt Anderson, and I'm playing the Hick. My name's Olaf Olsen. The double O, the aughts.
Ooh, for short.
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh and Rue.
My relationships are, I believe Alex would not survive one day in the woods, and I want to show Rue how I really feel.
It's hate. I already know. He hates me.
And then my favorite song is the Country Death song by the Violent Femmes.
That is the classic middle school setup of like, he keeps staring at me, obviously he hates me, and then the other side of it is
I just got like ooh.
See, we sadly do not have the budget for the amount of needle drops that I would love to use in this game. Though, if you have the opportunity, please check out the Spotify playlist that Tony put together, because you will rock out in your car for days.
And if you own the rights to any of these songs,
just let us know and we'll put them in.
The odds are that there's at least one band member from the 80s who's hard up enough that's like, okay, fine, you got $20 and a hot dog, okay, let's do this.
Alternatively, just give us thousands and thousands of dollars so we can buy the rights ourselves.
We do have a Patreon.
Clearly, we our big mistake with this game so far was that we didn't go to Summerfest while some of those bands were here, and we're like,
please.
I even had a foot in the door for us. Blizzard.
Right, we'll buy you a beer, Dennis DeYoung. Just let us use Mr. Roboto once.
We're playing this RPG, Mr. Bon Jovi. Would you let us use?
Hey, Ringo.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. Come on. I bought
Yeah,
a
let's
t-shirt.
talk to Bowie.
Oh,
Get
wow.
your Ouija board.
Man, you are
You have one.
you are a troublemaker. And
with that side of a chord.
we also have a very special guest with us who's going to be joining us for this series. Enter and sign in, please.
Hello, I'm Jenny Higgins. I am an animator. I am now a professional brewer of beer.
Yay.
And during the summer, you can find me on the weekends as the Queen of England in Kenosha, Wisconsin. First Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, the Renaissance Fair, not just in life.
No.
As far as you know.
Renaissance
Hey,
Yeah.
I grew up in Kenosha. There's definitely the Queen of England all over the place.
all over the place.
We had
Yeah.
another scene too.
So,
Until the restraining order, and then I had to make sure that I was actually obligated to play it. So that's what I do for now. I will be playing the Computer Geek. So I'm into programming, and I've got a little robot. I'm sorry, I have a little self-balancing machine, as they are referred to. I'm also the new kid, transferred from the other loop. I'm just trying to fit in.
And
Welcome to Looper Ritual.
tell us about your relationships.
Yes,
with the
my
other kids.
relationships. Well, Mags and I are best friends.
Besties.
She's probably the first person that spoke to me, so that's
Hey, that's, in middle school, that's all it takes.
really, it's like, you didn't hit me? Okay. And Olaf, we are different, but we are friends.
And what is Samantha's favorite song?
It's The End of the World as We Know It by R.E.M.
Yeah.
Leonard Bernstein. All right, so in the world of Tales from the Loop, it is an alternate 80s where technology has accelerated slightly beyond what actually happened in the real 80s. So the two big differences are the use of what are called the magnetrine fields, which allow for these massive, burly tankers to fly through the air and ship stuff throughout the world on the global magnetic fields, and self-balancing machines, which are intelligent robots that exist in the world. Generally, more for people that are well off and things like that. But it's not weird to see a robot out in the wild.
Do we have dinosaurs?
Not officially.
That's one.
The game is set on the Malaran Islands in Sweden, where a facility that is commonly called the Loop has been built. And the Loop is this hub of this super scientific research and development. It's primarily underground, except for the 3 cooling towers that exist that can be seen from throughout the island. And brilliant scientists from all around the world are brought here to work on top secret projects of unknowable development and machinery. And the kids that are here at this table are the children of these employees. So I feel like, Olaf, you're probably what would commonly be known as the townie.
Yeah.
In that you are probably the only native Swede within this particular group of friends. And that's always, that's always a balance that you kind of have to deal with in these situations where, oh, this big thing draws people in, and then the people who are there who are like
great.
Like
Pollute the lake.
Well, yeah, like
or it's just a Tuesday,
right? Yeah. Well, I know that, when I was working for Harley Davidson, people would always be like, "Oh, we got to go to the factory, or we got to go to the Juneau plant," and I'm like, it's all paperwork there. It's not that cool. So, what we do is we alternate in this game between scenes of everyday life and scenes of mystery, because these kids live in a world of both the mundane and the mysterious. So at the beginning of every session, we kind of start with a round of everyday scenes to sort of, life is boring, blah, 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 and then the weird hits. So let's start with breakfast at the Weber house. What does your kitchen look like?
I feel like it's one of those kitchens where there's like the island and the cabinets that are in between the eating area and the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. With like the butcher block 80s glass thing going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a sliding door by the dining room area.
So let's set this scene. I think the scene is the kids and your father eating at the actual dinner table, but your mom, who is the person that works at the Loop, she is in the kitchen kind of hovering over the toaster, trying to eat very quickly so she can get to work. And I think that there is a tension in the air. So this is one of those breakfasts, family meals. There is this idea that it's going to be, discussions of, what did you do today, my darling son? Well, I did this, darling father. Oh, that's great. And instead, it's all just clinkety clank, clank, clinkety clank, scrape, scrape, clack, clack, scrapety scrape.
No, there's a stab into the toast. I whip out my knife and I cut a piece of it. Stab the piece that I cut.
Melanie, says your father, I've asked you to please only use the silverware when we are at the table.
Kind of silver.
Do you need to talk to the school counselor again?
Do you need to, shut up?
Wow, good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
I'll write that down and make sure the counselor knows.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw the counselor, Melanie?
2 weeks ago.
Well, I think it's probably time that you saw her again.
Oh, why?
Because you're not listening to what I or your brother are asking. I asked you very nicely to not use this pocket knife, which I feel like I've taken that away from you before, and yet you still seem to have one. Isn't that right?
It's like my spirit animal. Because we're learning about the Native Americans that are over in America, and they have things that really embody who they are and like an animal. And this.
Dad, I don't know how to respond to that.
So, time pause. Tell me about your parents. Did they were they married before they came here to work at the Loop? Or is one of them a native and one of them, like, I'm envisioning, and this is my pitch, and you can think it. I think that your mother is actually American and your father is actually from the Malaran Islands.
Okay. If you're cool with that, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I just know a secret.
I know, you know a secret.
Yeah.
Secret. But, which we'll explore. But I feel like that
Secret.
like they, like... So now I'm wondering, is she actually a stepmother? Or is she your...
Biological
mother?
I'll leave that to you. I'm cool either way.
I don't...
For those at home, I actually decided a lot about our family already. Like our name.
Well, no, and that's... I'm glad that you're
no,
basically...
that's like, I mean...
You're seeding it.
But, like, would you still be you wouldn't be a stepbrother, right?
Well, you guys are only a year apart, right?
It still
Right.
could be.
Yeah.
I don't like that, though.
We don't have to have it that way.
Okay. I honestly, like, personally don't know.
I mean, if we wanted it to be where it was from a previous marriage in America, and then our mom moves us here, and then she met.
Well, I think that it's based on your secret, and I know that we're really like leading this stuff, and I apologize to the listeners who are like, "Well, just tell us what it is." I feel like that's going to be more impactful if that's your biological mom.
Right. Yeah.
So let's stick with that then.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
All right. So she comes in, and she, is kind of half. She comes in and she's more like looking for like, loading her work bag and things like that. And she's like, "You went to the counselor again?" And she's not even looking at you as she says it.
No, I haven't. Not in like 2 weeks.
And you have a knife again?
Yes, Mom.
She's got a D name. I feel like it's a...
Debbie.
Diane. Yeah.
All right.
Little ditty about Jack. Is Dad's name Jack?
That's a little too on the nosy.
That was their wedding song.
I feel like he's maybe a James, and he's like, and everyone's like, "Hey, Jack," and he's like, "My name is James."
Like,
actually.
What up, Jimmy?
I will punch you in the face.
Yeah. James, why does she have a knife? I took it from her. She keeps... Well, why don't you just throw it away or get rid of it?
You can't throw it away. It's mine.
I actually use a butter knife to butter my toast.
Well, not all of us are as perfect as you.
It's kind of a universal thing. Never mind. Whatever. Cool.
And I wasn't using it to butter it. I was using it to cut the toast.
By cutting, do you mean stab?
I was stabbing it with the fork.
Diane, I was handling it. Okay. Well, I'm late anyway. And she comes over and, of course, kisses you on the head first. Mm-hmm. And then she kisses you on the head second, Melanie.
Does she leave lipstick? Do I have to...
No, like, top head kiss.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So yes. Big circle of red.
As he disgorges her jaw.
Goodbye, sweetie.
I mean, this is one of my games. It's only a matter of
The
time.
weird has begun.
Yeah, here we go.
Gross.
Well, but she stops and...
That was more dirty than I'm...
Yeah.
She stops and it's almost like she remembered suddenly that, like, oh yeah, I should probably say something here because I'm your mom. And she, like, puts her hand on your shoulder and says, and whispers, "You can keep the knife. Just don't show it in front of Dad, okay?
Thanks, Mom.
All right, I've got to go save the world. And Diane heads off to work.
Great timing, Wash.
We cut to so one of the things that we developed here is that in addition to creating the kids, they also have to create what's called their hideout, which is the place that they go where they can feel comfort and they can, sort of rest and recover and not have to worry about the world crashing in. And they chose a hayloft on the property, the Olsen family property. And that is where we find Olaf this morning. It is... So it's right in that changeover of fall where school has begun, but it's been a couple of weeks, so the newness of the new year has worn off, and the weather is just starting to really turn, and you feel that snap of cold in the air. What are you doing? What chores are you doing before you head off to go and to go to school today?
It's probably a quick feeding of all of the smaller animals. Feeding the chickens and that kind of stuff.
Did we figure out what was wrong with your dad, Mom?
I don't think he told me. Because it doesn't exist. Because he won't admit it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where, I see the doctor coming and going, and, he's not...
Well, here's what happened. This is normally what he would do, but he hasn't gotten up yet today.
Yeah, so I'd be basically then feeding all the larger animals as well, because my job's normally feeding the chickens before I go to school.
So I think you're done feeding the chickens, and then you look over at the trough, the horses and the calves, and it's empty, and you kind of go, and then
go in and just feed all damn.
Except now you're probably going to be late for school. How do you normally get to school?
Probably just walk it.
Okay.
Yeah, or some bikes.
Mm-hmm. How fast is your tractor?
You've been stuck behind one. You know.
Yeah. It'd be faster to walk or take a bike.
It's a kids on bike genre. Might as well give a kid a bike.
Yeah, good point.
So you
hop on my 2-speeder.
You got a fixie.
So go ahead and give me a move check here. The way that move checks work is that you take a number of d6 equal to your attribute and a number of d6 equal to the skill. You roll them, and you need 1/6 to succeed in whatever it is that you want to do. So go ahead and give me that roll as you hop on your...
So that'd be body plus move?
Body plus move.
I got a 6.
Okay.
Along with almost every other number.
Luckily, this is Tales from the Loop and not Yahtzee.
Yep.
So you hop on your bike and start cranking down and heading to the and heading to school.
Got 2 jokers in the spokes.
Yeah. And it's a foggy morning where that white misty drift is just starting to burn off as you make your way down the valley, and you come across 2 figures in the mist. One of them you recognize as Mr. Larson, who is the physical education teacher and coaches most of the sports that are going on. At least you assume, because I don't know. Have you ever tried out for any of the teams or anything?
I don't got time for that.
Okay. And he is running alongside one Mag Striker. So you're out for a morning jog with Coach Larson. Like, this is kind of what you do sometimes before, because you know his route. So sometimes you meet him and then you join him and jog off, and you hear in the echoing of the valley the sound of the chokers. Yeah, the chokers. And Larson kind of laughs to himself and says, Olaf is going to be late for class again.
Oh, he usually is, yeah.
You know, I'm honestly surprised that he hasn't tried out for something. I mean, he's got the physical coordinate. I mean, look at him go. He's chugging up those hills and back down, and
yeah, but you think he has got the time? We're jogging, right?
Yeah. We're actually churning butter, which is weird. And now it's raining. We don't need green screens. So, what do you mean he doesn't have the time?
Well, you know, his family's got the farm, and his dad's, you know.
What's wrong with his dad?
I don't know, rightly.
Well, I think he'd do well on the team. What do you think? Do you think you'd be willing to talk to him about it?
Well, I could mention it, but I don't know. He never. Wow, that was not Irish.
I don't know. Australian there.
Yeah, it was. I've been watching too much. Okay. He's never shown any interest, so I just never thought to say anything.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about after-school activities is sometimes you don't show an interest, you don't show an interest until a fellow classmate shows an interest, and then you think, oh, maybe I could do that too.
God knows that's how I got into
I'm just afraid that, you know.
I could say something, yeah.
I mean, does he have other friends?
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of us, sure. I guess he's not particular close with anyone, but.
Okay. Well, it's just something to think about.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Time. It is time. It is post time. Miss Stryker, you think you can beat this old man?
Oh, I think I can manage it.
Not if I start first. Ah! And so go ahead and give me a body plus move roll.
Also going to be late.
No, I run faster than you. And then goes. 5 plus. Okay, 6.
It's your hard chord, Sweden.
Yeah.
Hardcore Swedish running.
I got 2 6s.
All right, and you do in fact beat Coach Larson past the fence around the school, just as the rest of the kids start, filtering in to the day, including. So I forget whose house do you stay at all the time?
I stay at my house.
Oh, wasn't somebody...
I had the option
That's
to.
one of the choices.
Yeah. I had the option to.
Oh, okay.
Just glom on to somebody else's mom.
Oh, I for some reason I thought you took that. I'm sorry.
No, my grandmama. I like my grandmama. I live with my grandmother.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, your grandma is the one who is yelling, "Ro! It's time to go, honey. You don't want to be late for class," which would not be a problem, except you can't find Nim. He has gotten out of his cage again. Yeah. Say goodbye to me. Like, you know he's in the house.
My prop, useless. Maybe I'll just walk to school, Grandma.
I don't want you to be late.
But
you're not going to take that rat to school, are you?
No. I just gotta put him into his cage first.
So she's gonna do the Veruca Johnson. I'm gonna go with
Veruca Eleonora.
Yeah.
Veruca Desdemona.
Titania.
Veruca Petunia.
Veruca Peas Blossom.
Actually, yeah. Brad, do you want to see if anyone in the chat wants to throw in the?
Yeah.
Throw out a
Middle
name.
name?
Anything but peas blossom.
Maybe not salt.
Yeah.
Veruca Jane.
Veruca Jane Johnson.
Veruca Helena Johnson.
Veruca Lyndon Johnson.
Oh no.
Veruca Linda Johnson.
Rosewater.
Rosewater. I like that.
Winner, chicken dinner. Thank you very much. This is why watching on Twitch is so cool, because you can give us really awful middle names. Veruca Rosewater Johnson. If you are not down here within the next minute, I am not going to give you a ride to school, and I'm also not going to give you lunch money today.
But Nim, I need to find Nim.
You do. So go ahead and give me a mind investigate roll.
Okay. I'll do it.
Give us you suck at having a pet roll.
I'm a small 11-year-old child.
No, Nim is actually smart. Like you
like-
had a simple I put the hook in the thing. He figured that out. Oh, I have a latch. He figured that out. Like
I put a padlock on there. He learned how to pick the lock. Okay.
She's not
He's a
kidding.
genius.
I figured he was a genius rat.
He's a genius rat.
I mean,
Put him in one of those tiny water torture tanks, and he got out of the straitjacket and the tank.
Yeah. I didn't get a 6.
So, I'm glad that happened. So now here's how this works. You can choose to fail, in which case you're probably going to be worried about Nim for the rest of the day, because or at the very least Nim won't be with you at school. Or you can choose to push your roll.
Push it.
They're all wrapped up. Salt and Pepper's all wrapped up in legal problems anyway, so don't worry about them. Where the way that roll pushes are going to work in Tales from the Loop for me, are basically they're kind of going to be like Devil's Bargains from Blades in the Dark, where I will lay out, okay, if you do this, here's the consequence that you have to take, but then you get to re-roll and get another bite at the apple.
What about luck?
Or you can choose to spend a point of luck.
I'm a pretty lucky kid.
Okay. So there are two. So when players do not get that 6, there are 2 ways they can do to fix it. They can either spend a point of luck and re-roll everything, or they can choose to push a roll and they can re-roll, but some sort of consequence happens to them that basically gives them a complicated success.
Do I get to know what the devil is bargaining with, or is it just a?
Did I just sort of go? I think the devil's bargain is Nim is hiding somewhere on your grandmother.
Oh, yes. That didn't roll.
also, I'm glad you said it out loud, because I was thinking that would be a great idea.
I just got
Holy
3 of them. I got 3 of them.
Okay.
Cracker.
So
keeping these dice.
when you investigate and get additional successes, you can often spend those additional successes for cool effects. Okay. So,
turns out he can teleport.
Yeah.
No, you come downstairs like dejected, like, oh, great, I'm
with
gonna
my backpack
and
like, looking for him.
and Nim is dangling Mission Impossible style over your grandma on the while she's finishing up her cup of tea before she gets you in the car. He's about to drop on her.
I grab a hat and I pretend like I'm yawning as I go by grandma, and I open the hat.
And he hops in.
Yeah, and then hops in.
And I put it on my head.
If he was trapping in Mission Impossible's house, totally picturing him with like little night vision goggles.
He could.
Does he have tiny goggles? Do you dress Nim?
I do.
Okay, yeah.
When I have time to get him ready in the morning, but he got out too early.
I like
so
the idea
it's
that your grandma buys you Barbies and you immediately strip the Barbies and then re-sew the clothes so that they fit
onto
obviously.
Nim,
I mean, that's just science.
He doesn't really like the glasses or the goggles. I'm still trying to find the way that he'll like them, but
yeah, like you can feel him on your head as he's trying to peel off the night vision goggles. Girl, you are going someday. You're going to leave. You're going to lose your head, and you're not going to be able to find it. Are you ready to go? And like the audience sees like little like pokey things as
the
Nim struggle.
tail is hanging out of the back.
What is that hat that you're wearing? Are you going to wear that to school?
It's chilly outside. I heard in class that you can get a cold if your head gets cold.
All right, I guess I'll knit you a hat. Let's go. Shall we go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And then the phone rings.
I'll wait in the car.
All right.
I don't wait in the car.
Where do you go?
I like pretend like I'm gonna leave, and then I go by where the phone is, like on the side of the wall. And listen. Yeah, listen.
Hello. Oh, yes. No. Of course, Mrs. Watts. I'd be happy to give her a ride. No, yes, no. Yes, I think they are becoming friends. It's very adorable to watch. No, I'll do my best to make sure that look, I want Veruca to make friends with Samantha as desperately as you do, because I don't think that they have friends at school.
Oh. Nim is totally my friend.
Are you shouting
but
that?
I whisper that. I just want people to hear
because then
it.
Grandma says, I mean, the only friend that I think Veruca has is her pet rat, and isn't that terrible?
I go outside and I pet Nim, and I say, "You're enough of a friend. You're my best friend."
And Nim like pets you back, like, yeah, I know.
I'm a rat. He starts purring. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Purr, purr. I'm a rat.
Yeah. I'm a rat,
That's
but
what rats
you're
do.
calling me a rat, but I'm
Yeah.
actually a cat. It's weird.
Yeah.
But she's the weird kid.
It's like cat dog, except cat rat.
The
Round and round.
So after a minute or two, the door opens up and your grandma walks out and says, "Okay, we need to go because we need to pick up Samantha on the way there."
Okay. Now Nim is in my jacket pocket.
Oh, like now that you've got him, he knows where to ride.
Okay.
And he's
Okay.
out of sight.
Yeah.
And he kind of gives you as he goes into it, he kind of gives you this look like, you need a better lock. That's that one. What do you want?
I know.
How long, Samantha, have you been talking with Leanne online?
Probably.
Online?
There is a
BBS system.
Yes.
Morse code is a valid language. There's a second one.
She's just semaphoring her way.
Yeah, exactly. I've got one of those lamps. Probably since the day after I got here. So, how deep into the school year are we?
In like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So probably
did you stay up all night talking with her because of the time difference, or are you checking her? Are you basically like waking up and then immediately logging on to the BBS to like see if she's on or?
Most of the time, I wake up to check the messages, but sometimes on the weekends I stay up and catch her that way.
So you jump on the bulletin board and type in the code and and then the BBS the characters on the screen filter on the black and green screen, and it says you have one new message waiting.
Click.
And it's a simple notation from Leanne that you have each been tracking when your respective loop has been active, and she's sent you a message that the loop on the American side in Boulder City activated like 4 days ago. And so you immediately get out your little book and start tracking the calendar, and then start cross-referencing it. Give me a mind plus comprehend roll, please.
Ooh. Two.
Two sixes? Okay, cool.
Some serious comprehension.
Yeah. I grok stuff.
This is fascinating because it's the first time since you've been here that both the loop, the Swedish loop, and the Boulder loop activated on the same day.
Even with the time change and everything?
Yes, like they acted possibly simultaneously. You'd have to confer with Leanne about specific times, dates, and all that, but it's close enough that you rapidly clack out we need send me a message back to her saying like please give me more information because I think that they may have activated simultaneously on the same day, like or what type of message do you send? Let me ask. I should leave you. I should let you take your character's actions, I guess.
What day of the week is it?
It's a Monday.
Oh, it's a Monday. Okay. Just another manic Monday. Send more details. Can't wait for weekend. I'm not sending a telegram. I'm like,
I don't know. Back then, people still were greetings humans. Blah blah blah. Like, well, you're also very excited too.
Can't wait for weekend. Ours is active too.
Oh, and there is one other thing that she says at the bottom of the email before she signs off. Please hug Gort for me.
Gort sends love.
When you pet Gort on the head, it turns and looks up at you like, yes, sir. How can I help?
That's so cute.
000110.
11011.
I absolutely love the idea that you talk to Gort in binary. That is amazing. So your mom is the one who works for the thing.
Yeah.
Is your dad around at all, or is she a single mom?
He travels with his job.
Is that actually true, or is that what Mom told you?
I think Mom getting to the point where she can start leveling with me on some stuff.
Okay.
So with this one, when she says that he's traveling for work, that's kind of how it's always been.
Okay.
Which is why I think I worry about her more.
Okay.
He's on vacation.
Yeah, with his.
And did we just she works
she's
works at the Loop, yes?
She does work at the Loop.
Okay.
But I think I had mentioned that
That she does.
she's a lunch.
Oh,
lady.
she's a lunch lady,
She's
right?
a lunch lady, but.
So she's like.
I think I'm getting a little too old to believe that one, because why would they transfer a lunch lady from the Boulder Loop to the Malarian Island Loop? So
She makes good mac and cheese.
it is a gift, but it has become my curse. American cuisine.
So what is her embarrassing nickname for you?
Snickerdoodle.
Peas blossom.
Shoot, it's right at the edge of
Samabama?
Puddin'.
Yes,
Samabama. That'd be funny.
Yeah, it's probably something.
Samabama?
Sammy Whammy.
Samabama!
Nice Samabama.
Samabama!
Yes, Mom.
Are you ready to go?
Ready. As ready as it gets.
All right, come on down, please.
I'm listening to Bananarama, Samabama.
Tony.
And you're a little shocked when she does not look ready to go.
What's going on, Mom?
I'm switching shifts today because Linda is sick. So Mrs. Johnson is going to take you in to school today.
Okay. So when will you be back?
I'll be back in time for bedtime. I promise this time.
Okay. Do you want me to leave you some dinner?
No, I'll whip something up at the kitchen there. I mean, that's why I'm taking the shift.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
And then, there's a
Yay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll see you later, Mom. Have a good day at work.
Okay, you too. And she kisses you on the forehead, and then she stops and is like, "Wait, where's Gort? Can I see Gort?" And she kisses Gort on the forehead. Aww. And now you can go.
Okay. Bye, Mom.
You hop in the car with so are you riding in the front or the back, Rue?
I think when we pulled up to the house, I climbed into the back.
Okay.
So that I could sit by Samantha.
Okay. So you climb into the back?
Morning.
Hey, Rue. Thanks. Is it Mrs. Johnson? Is she your dad's mom or your mom's mom? Does she?
I think she's my.
I gotta add all this stuff to the.
Because at this point, I should probably be calling her by the right name.
My mom's mom.
Okay.
My grandma's my mom's mom.
So what does that make her?
No, actually, yeah. Let's just do easy and have it be my dad's mom.
Okay.
They could have just been a Johnson marrying a Johnson. There's no Johnsons.
So many Johnsons.
Yeah.
They sell baby products.
Johnson.
It's my dad's mom.
Thanks, Mrs. Johnson.
No problem, dear. How's your time at school going? Are you what have you learned anything fun in your classes?
School's great. School's my favorite.
I learned something cool today. The first animal of the Chinese zodiac is the rat.
Oh, that is pretty sweet.
It's the first one. That means they're the best one, which we already knew, but it's just
Jordan dunking on dragons.
Oh.
Were you born in the year of the rat? We should totally find out if you were born in the year of the rat.
We should. Oh my gosh.
Oh. But what if you weren't? Let's not think about that. Too bad there isn't the year of the self-balancing machine.
That would be
That'd be
super
so
cool.
cool.
We can make a 13th year of the Zodiac.
Man.
I'll be over here making trouble.
And the car pulls up to the school just as the bell rings, and we see Olaf barreling down, and chuck his bike onto the bike rack, and just as the bell rings, like I think he rides right in front of your car, and your grandma hits the brakes, and you're all like, "Whoa!"
Oh, I see Olaf got to school today.
All right. Well, I guess I got you here in time, but it sounds like you girls gotta hurry.
Bye, love you.
Bye. Thanks.
Don't. You always forget to shut the door.
I run back.
And as you run back and shut the door, you catch a glimpse of something. At the edge of the fence line by the football field, a figure. Maj-san.
Oh, creepy.
Her gripping onto the chain link fence with her porcelain white hand, staring at the school like she wants to come in. And that is where we end our first hour of Tales from the Loop. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Act 2 of our Curiosity Voyage.
Yay!
We'll see you then. And we are back for Act 2 of Mystery Mixtape 88, our Tales from the Loop series. The first episode of that. Boy, we should just recut that into the actual sentence that I wanted to say. So when we last left our kids, they had just made it to school, and the strange girl named Maijan was on the outside of the school looking in. But that doesn't matter, because when we return to where the kids are, they are all in the main class that they have together, science. And science is taught by Mr. Shielberg. And he is one of those... Well, the cool science teacher, I don't know if I would go so far as to use that terminology, but he's definitely the science teacher that teaches more with Mr. Wizard style experiments than like
I'm not bored.
Than like, all right, now this is memorize this row of the periodic table and blah 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 blah.
So how many times have I started a fire?
A few. But he has always been like, it's okay. They're a fire. If you are not the first scientist to start a fire, and you will not be the last to start a fire. And that's the thing, is that he also calls everybody a scientist while you were in the class.
Aww.
So let's see. What cool experiment? I should have looked up cool Mr. Wizard type experiments.
Coke and Mentos.
That had not been invented yet. What's that?
Magnesium blows up in water.
Okay.
Something cool,
Homemade
dry,
rock candy,
icy.
dealing with supersaturation.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cool
So
and yummy.
Freezing something in liquid nitrogen and then breaking it.
I like the rock candy seems the least liable.
It seems like a good 10-year-old experiment.
Yeah, like you're all like, we're juggling nuclear isotopes.
or we're just playing with balls of mercury on the table.
Yeah.
It was the 80s.
It was the 80s,
Yeah.
More
yeah.
dangerous
Yeah.
stuff.
Like everyone is like, all right, everybody take a shot of mercury. Let's go.
I mean, we could use organic mercury and then we'd all die.
Right. So you are each you are each trying to make some rock candy in the suspension. Now this probably
takes a long time, doesn't it?
Well, you gotta keep adding sugar as you have a boiling. You know,
Oh, I thought it was one of those things where you had to leave it. That's salt.
No, then you
rocks. Okay.
you leave it overnight. Basically, you set the stick and you leave it
what I
overnight. So
thought.
as it cools,
Okay.
the crystallization forms on from as the supersaturation breaks.
Thank you for knowing how science works, Ethan.
You're welcome.
yeah.
Nerd.
So Mr. Shielberg is explaining this, and you know he's kind of walking around and you know and being very complimentary and very good, and he says, Rue, you know that while science is in session, that Nim goes in his cage.
Okay.
I mean, every time that there has been a small fire in this classroom, it's either it's been 75% his fault.
He doesn't mean to start fires. He just is curious.
Whoosh.
I put like a little bit of sugar on like a little plate and make sure to bring it in, and then I put.
He's a tiny pyromaniac. It's fine.
No, that was me.
Oh, you too.
And I like not the like metal thing to try to make sure he doesn't get out.
But I think when Nim is in Mr. Shielberg's class, he actually just kind of sits patiently. And is
He acts like a normal.
Like I'm learning science too.
Put a little bit of sugar in there so he can snack though.
Ooze. You become a science turtle.
We don't want to start the Ninja Turtles, okay?
Why not?
Can we just not talk about the Ninja Turtles right now? I'm so.
What's wrong with the
over
Ninja
it.
Turtles?
Do
Are
you
they
have
not
any
cool
idea
anymore?
how many people ask me that on a daily basis? Oh, see any Ninja Turtles down there?
You work on the sewer.
I know.
That's where they live.
Oh, I thought this was all in character.
I'm like,
Why?
If Nim turns big,
Sorry.
I won't be able
Sorry.
to keep him anymore.
I was going to say, though it is funny they mentioned the turtles because today my daughter has been watching Teen Titans Go, and there was the episode where they run into the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's
in the
funny.
episode. Except they're like the legally distinct Ninja Turtles,
right.
but they all wear
Samurai
masks.
turtles.
They have the
Samurai tortoises.
well, it's like
young
the
samurai tortoises.
the preteen samurai. Yeah, anyway.
Middle-aged.
Right. Anyway,
If Nim turns big, I won't be able to take him home anymore. So no ooze.
Are you sure your grandma would even notice?
She's really smart. I think she would know.
Oh, she's old though.
now,
You're old.
No.
I
now,
mean, no.
now, okay, Dr. Rue, Dr. Mags, Dr. Rue, you know that being able to take Nim home is a privilege.
Yes.
It's because you're one of my best and brightest. I wouldn't trust. There are very few people that I would trust Nim's health and wellness with. But when I ask you to do something, I need you to do it.
I put him in. I go sit back down at my desk because I was just sort of hovering.
Yeah, like that. Well,
Yeah.
yes, you put him in, but then you haven't been working on your mixture, now have you? And we only have a few more minutes in class before we have to put everything away.
Yes, sir. Yes, Dr. Shielberg.
He doesn't do that.
I'm just being a brat.
Now, Dr. Mags, what sort of rock candy formation are you going with your...
The purple kind.
Can you give me a mind plus comprehend roll here? Like she's like, oh no!
I didn't build towards that.
I absolutely did not.
She absolutely does. I think she
Dr.
has.
is in the way of everything.
Points in it.
Somebody has like a mind of 1 and like nothing. Was that
I
you?
have 3 mind.
Oh.
Oh, that's pretty
Hey,
high.
I got a 6.
Okay.
I scienced good.
Oh boy.
Purple is correct.
Let's have everyone do a mind comprehend roll here. Not you. You've already passed this
My
particular
tech
test.
is the one that's the one.
Which
What if
one?
you don't have any in comprehend?
You're just rolling mind.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I
I'm
don't
with
have
you.
anything in comprehend.
Nope.
Oh, I got 2.
I didn't get any.
You didn't get any?
No.
So, did anybody get more than 1?
Oh.
Now, anybody who got more than 1 can use one of their successes to help out somebody who didn't get 1.
Aw.
So, who didn't get 1?
Or you could not.
I will help out Veruca.
Okay.
Yeah. You're the best, Alex.
So, how do you help out Veruca? Were you tending her stuff while she was making googly eyes at Nim?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So I think you kind of come back and you're like, what?
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah.
And who are you helping out, Samantha?
I can only help out one
Yep.
person.
So which of these is
I
failing?
have an idea if I fail. So
Plus, you're friends with Olaf.
I am friends with Olaf and
So how do you help out Olaf?
make sure his Bunsen burner's on.
Kept pouring more salt in the stirring. You're like,
Gotta warm this up or it won't melt.
Yeah, like it's just this glop on the bottom and then...
Yeah. I mean,
stirring.
if it ain't chickens, I don't get it.
And so yeah, everybody has
Thank you.
You're welcome.
their stuff together, except for poor Melanie. It's just not coming together for you. You don't know what it is. This class is dumb anyway. You don't know why you have to take science when you're never gonna.
super dumb. Just...
Or do you actually knock it over?
Oh yeah.
Boiling liquid.
Everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. She splashes it over. Okay, wait.
Oi!
All right.
Doesn't matter anyway. It's not like I'm ever gonna use science.
I mean, you might. What, I mean, maybe.
You do know our mom works at the Loop, right?
Ah. That, yeah.
Oh my god, Meg, shut up.
Sure.
Do you need help cleaning it up, Melanie?
No. I got it.
Dr. Mags.
Pardon?
What?
Do you have something you'd like to share with the rest of the class, Mags?
No, I was told to shut up. Oh.
All right.
Piss
That.
off.
Okay, Mags. Language.
Yeah.
One more like that, and you're going to be after school, and you're going to miss practice. I can talk to Coach Larson.
Coming on Saturday.
Fine. I'll shut up.
All right, let's all help Melanie clean up, and then we'll break for the day. All right, scientists.
All right, Melanie, let's do this again.
Clean up.
So the kids help you clean up the mess, and everybody else puts their stuff in like suspension, and you head out from that particular. So it's about midday now. So you head out from that class for like.
Will
lunch.
we leave that class? Do we all go, Doctor?
Oh, I think so. I think he's like, doctor. He shakes everybody's hand. Doctor. And he does it for everybody. Like he won't let you leave class until you shake hands and say doctor.
I don't know if I like this guy or hate him.
That means that he's the perfect teacher. and it comes to you, and he's like, doctor. All right. We'll see everyone tomorrow.
Sorry about your beaker.
It's all right. I know that sometimes sometimes experiments get very frustrating.
Just everybody else's looks so good. Like, they all had such good ideas.
And you hear from the doorway, don't worry about it, kid. I sucked at science too. And that's when Detective Ing-Marie is in the doorway.
Is that the person I've labeled as cop on my paperwork?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you have her last name written down?
All I have is written down as cop.
You do.
I do?
Yeah.
It was Blanken something.
Blankenspider.
Wait, is it?
Ing-Marie.
No, I didn't write it
But like
down.
I-N-G ing? Okay.
Should be on the front because she's your anchor.
Blanken.
Ing-Marie.
Oh, yeah, Blanken.
Okay, Ing-Marie.
Oh. I just thought there was more to it.
No.
I was thinking Glockenspiel.
That's how it sounds, so that's how I'm spelling it.
And she's a detective on the Mlarn Islands. And she, kind of says, Mr. Shielberg, mind if I have a word? Yes, of course. And they scuttle off. Do you follow?
With a huge sneak shake, yeah.
Did the rest of us already exit?
Yeah.
We all there? Okay.
Yeah, for now.
Oh, darn. Okay.
So with your huge ass sneak,
Well, I mean, I hope it's...
body plus sneak is what you're rolling.
Yeah. I'm just concerned that it's not good. Oh, you gotta be fucking... Wait, does that was
Push it.
Yeah, how do I push it again?
So you have two choices. You can either spend a point of luck, or you can push it, accept the consequence, and roll again.
What's the consequence?
The consequence, in this case, is you're going to take a condition.
Okay.
Now, the way that this game deals with damage and things in a very similar way to Masks, for those of you who've either played or listened to it out there on our show. These conditions give you negative dice to your rolls, but they reflect, rather than like, I have 10 hit points, they reflect sort of emotional and physical states that your character is in.
What kind of negative effects does it give us? Because it doesn't show.
Each one that you have is a -1 to all dice pools. So, which of these conditions are you going to take?
I'll go with the luck points, because that sounds really scary.
You only have 2 luck points.
No, I have 3.
Oh, you colored the ones you didn't have?
That's what I did too.
Okay, I colored the ones I have.
Yeah, you. I think you might have been the only one that did that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just put check marks. Seems
I
less
figured I'd
complicated.
X the ones that I
Yeah.
use.
Okay, so roll that luck.
Wow.
Better?
1.
1 is all you need. So you, they head over to the teacher's lounge, and you creep along the hallway, and you hear, just as you get up to the door, you hear Mr. Shielberg say, "My God, I thought he was just sick." And then Detective Blanken says, "Well, I mean, it's still early, but once we've decided that the kid is missing, it's important for us to start investigating as soon as possible, because the first 48 hours are the best time for us to figure out where they've gone. I don't think anything has happened, but if you have seen Marcus, or if he contacts you, please contact me so we can get him back in touch with his parents for whatever reason? Yes, of course. What do you do?
Like they're done.
As far as you know, yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of wait outside the door for the detective to come out.
Okay.
Yeah, for Ingmarie.
Okay. And she's dressed in like she's not in like a uniform because she's a detective, so she's dressed very sort of casually. Like I think she's actually probably dressed maybe a little less like.
How big are the shoulder pads?
Fairly well. That's the thing. Like, if she were a male detective, she could get away with like a rumpled suit and like a Columbo look. But because she's probably one of the few female detectives that's on the police force, she has to kind of dress up a little bit. So she's still put together, but.
Think Mariska Hargitay in Law and Order SVU. Circa 1988.
Probably, like, even that I feel like is a little dressed down for what she's got to do. Like, I'm thinking more like, kind of power suit.
Weather lady.
Yeah, more like weather lady. That's a great way to put it. Thank you, Sarah.
Larger shoulder pads.
But you also know that she absolutely is uncomfortable as hell. Like, the times that you have ridden in her cruiser, like the first thing she does is like take off the stupid cravat thing and like throw it in the back seat, and it's like, ugh. So what do you do when she comes out?
Marcus who?
Are you sure that I should be talking to you? I mean, my reputation could take a hit here. I'm talking with a known troublemaker.
I mean, I'm losing street cred by just being in the same room.
That's true. I mean, nobody likes a snitch.
Right?
Well, it's 3 kids actually.
What?
Well, I spoke with Mr. Shielberg because Marcus was in his class, but there's 2 others, Justin Arnaud and Billy Bach. They've been missing for a couple of days now. Are you packing?
Maybe.
Well, if you were, I'd say that's a good idea.
Okay. I'll let me know about that.
That's a great kid response. All right.
I mean, like, should we be looking for anything in specific? Like, anything kids could help out with?
Just keep your eyes and ears open for anything weird. Cut to
And don't do drugs.
Where are you meeting Maijan during recess?
Maijan? I find a place where the fence is broken. Either somebody cut it before or like ran a car into it. I don't know.
There's a skull sticking out of it.
It's just like the end of the fence.
Well, I figured.
Well, the fence. I think the
area,
fence ends once it hits. There's like a forested area.
Yeah.
So it kind of peters out, and that's where you meet her.
Yeah.
And this is unusual because she, like, you've usually gone to meet her.
Yeah, she's usually by Koonsberg.
Right.
And stuff, and it's really weird that she was here, so I wanted to definitely see her at recess. So I brought Nim, bundled up, and we ran off to the forest to see if I could find her.
Okay. Are you being quiet about it, or are you just running off?
I'd like do like a cursory check to see if anybody's watching me, and I bring like a couple snacks in case she's hungry. I can sneak off. I'm fine with that.
So yeah, go ahead and give me a body plus sneak.
There we go. 3 6s.
All right.
Very sneaky.
Yeah. Sneaky.
So, let's see here. When you go to meet Mahjong, she's talking to someone else.
Huh.
She's talking to a boy.
Gross.
And
Thinking that.
That's true.
and they're actually holding hands.
What? Ew.
Sorry.
That's weird.
But and when
She
she
needs to get her cootie shots.
Right?
Yeah.
and when so when do you reveal yourself to her? Because you rolled so well, you get to decide.
I try to sneak up first to see if I can hear what they're talking about first. Because it's weird that, like, she's hanging out with somebody else, and I want to see what they're talking about. And she's holding his hand, and she's never held my hand. So that's just, that's weird.
Okay, so you you creep up on the two of them, and you distinctly hear the boy. You know his name to be Raymond.
It's not the name of one of the missing boys. You have ruined the plot.
No, put on the head.
Say, but I can't go now. It's the school day. I can't leave school. And Mahjong says, I do not understand this request. I wish for you to leave school with me.
Robot.
But I can't leave. And Mahjong's mouth opens oddly.
Lasers. Robot.
And you hear, oh, are you going to jump in? Or are you going to wait for this?
So I notice that it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No! Go where?
She's eating people.
Roo. And she drops Raymond's hand.
Hi. I saw that you were at school today, so I wanted to say hi. Hi, Raymond.
And Raymond, his cheeks flush, and he runs.
Bye. Where are you gonna go?
I was asking him if he wanted to see my house.
Isn't that far away?
It is, but I am lonely.
Oh. Maybe I should find you a pet rat too. Nim always keeps me company.
Perhaps.
Do you live in Koonsberg? Have I been to her house before?
I don't know, have you?
I think, like, if she had ever asked me before to, like, go somewhere.
I think she told you, oh, I live far away, and you're like, oh, okay.
Okay,
And you just,
yeah, then I probably didn't
Because
go.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sorry that you're lonely. But what are you doing at school? How long have you been talking to Raymond?
Girl, you better answer this one right.
I spoke with him starting today.
Oh. What? Okay. Do you have any other friends?
No.
Well, I'm your friend. So the right answer is me. God, that's such a creepy swallow, Rob.
Can you help me, Rue?
What do you need help with?
I need you to bring Raymond to my house.
Oh. Where do you live?
I live near I gotta make up a name here.
I'm getting very big vibes for that one Vampire Kid movie. Don't let me in. Let the right one in. Yeah.
Nope. No idea what that
It's
is.
super good.
It's really
It's
good.
really, really
Don't
good.
see
I was thinking of the one with the
American
vampire
version.
cows.
the American version was okay.
I
thought it was okay.
Little vampire. I like that one too.
The original Swedish one is amazing.
It's so good.
But
It's
the
very
American one's okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, do you want the full cooked meal, or do you want like
The microwave version.
yeah?
Just fire up the oven, honey.
Yeah, just fire up the Here, let me look at this map I got.
Koonsberg is right here. That's why I opened up the map over here. It's by Lunda.
Well, if you and Raymond can meet me after school by Cartersburg Lake, we can go to my house.
I will not kill you.
To Cartersburg?
Mm-hmm.
Cartersburg.
Okay,
You will just be a husk,
yeah.
but you will still live.
Actually, real quick question. Do Asimov's rules apply in this universe?
Oh, so like the 3 laws of robotics?
Yes.
I will say
gonna guess no.
yes, asterisk.
Has there ever been a
So,
movie where
they
they've mentioned it where
exist, but-
where it's worked?
Right.
Yeah.
It's always it exists, but
Oh,
I'm sure
'cause
there is.
Every movie I've
Mostly.
seen where they brought it up,
Where they're like,
the robot ends up killing people.
Yeah.
or they
Right,
like
but
twist it into being like, this is better for you to
Yeah.
die.
No, there's robot good movies. Good robot movies.
I agree, but not
Bicentennial
all of them bring up the law.
Yes.
Automata with Antonio Banderas.
serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law. Boop, boop, boop.
That would. Ooh.
And then we've got.
I do like that the
Exterminated.
speculation has basically gone like, is it a vampire or a robot? Ping! Let's see where the coin
I
lands.
don't
Vampire,
think.
robot, vampire?
Dude,
Robot.
I'm still thinking
Vampire
dinosaur.
Weekend?
So.
I'm sure there's an anime about that. So.
Huh? And about what?
Robot vampires.
Robot vampires. Or vampire robots.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Anyway, sometimes I wish we would have recorded that Project A game that we played. But anyway,
Valkyrie Alice.
all right.
Would it be okay if I brought some other friends too? Or do you just want it to be me and Raymond? That way you
Will
won't
there be other
lonely.
boys?
Yeah, I have a couple boyfriends.
Yes, you can bring other boys.
Okay. Then I brought some snacks.
Oh.
I bring out like a chip pack. Like
And
put some in
well, she grabs the chip pack and just like,
Oh.
and then is that? Did I open it wrong?
No, it's fine. Do it.
And just rips it in two. Poof. And
Okay.
then like one half of the bag, and she just starts like.
Oh, I don't like it. No.
I don't like it.
I like things that are strange.
I know you do. I don't like it.
How do you like them?
They're very crunchy.
Yes, they are. That's a great description of chips. And I pick up one off the floor and feed it to Nim a little bit.
Have you ever brought Nim to one of your meetings with Maijan?
I think so. Because I tend to bring Nim with me. I don't know how long I've been able to bring Nim around, though. But if I have had like Nim, I know it's only a couple weeks into the school year, for like at least a week, and we've met in that time period, I think I would have.
Okay. So, which of the other kids sees you with Mahjong? Because as much fun as the solo creepy.
Yeah. Probably Olaf. I think Olaf probably would have, based off of our... I always feel like somebody's watching me. Yeah. Sorry.
Because, like, she's crunching on the chips, and, you notice that, like, she's, like... You know how Cookie Monster, when Cookie eats and doesn't actually swallow anything?
And it just kind of goes out.
That's what she's doing with these chips. Is that she's just like...
Nom, 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 nom.
And yet he still makes those cookies look good.
Yeah.
Still,
and then
lost any weight.
And then Mahjong stops. And you turn to see Olaf walking over, and by the time you turn back, Mahjong has disappeared into the forest. Like you don't even see her; you just hear like the snap of.
Oh. Hi, Olaf.
Hey, who is that?
My friend.
Why isn't she in school?
She doesn't really like grown-ups. So I think she gets to just do school at home. I used to do that for a little bit.
Yeah, my family thought about that, but it seemed more convenient just to send me to school.
Well, we should probably go back to recess. I know you're probably... What are you doing in the woods? And I start walking back to...
Nothing, just saw you out here, figured I'd come check in.
Well, it's just me and Nim. Did you see Raymond on your way over?
I saw someone moving out of the woods, but I wasn't sure who it was.
Oh. Well, he was talking to my friend, too.
Are they, like, seeing each other?
I don't think so. No, I don't. That's weird.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Super gross. Ew.
Yeah, I thought it was weird too.
Okay.
Skip back.
So
I'm getting like Vietnam flashbacks.
that's the thing is, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I picked this game, because half of the fun of Masks was, oh yeah, I did that. So when you get, as you get back, let's see here, who do I want to get into some trouble? Well, you already had a
Tiff.
Well, you already had a scene with Ingmarie. So, who's picking on the new kid?
I will end you. Whoever's picking on the new kid.
Probably Pops?
No, I don't.
Ooh, Alex, are you being mean to me?
No, I don't think you're being. I'm not saying. No, it's an NPC kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He wasn't taking a poll.
No, I wasn't like let's have a PC on PC fight. Like,
I was like, I'm not looking forward to we all get stranded on an island. Do we have to decide who to eat first?
I think you've already played the game where you all got stranded on an island and had to decide who you're going to eat. I mean,
We did have that chat that one time.
Pro eating.
I don't know if I'm pro, but I'm not anti.
I'm probably delicious.
the older boy's name is Kirk.
Kirk. Sounds like a jerk.
Kirk the jerk.
Yeah, Kirk the jerk. That's brilliant. And he's he's one of those kids that at 10 years old, all of his puberty hit him, and he's like 6 foot, 6 foot tall, and like his whatever genetics didn't pushed forward and are kind of coming out through his face. And he's just racked with acne.
I was gonna say, because I had a friend freshman year of high school who had a full beard, like massive beard. I was like,
This is middle school.
yeah. Well, no, he was a freshman in high school. He said he had a beard for like a good year.
That
It
would
was
be like
crazy.
mustache that he combs too. He's like, oh, my mustache came in.
Yeah, with that one hair that is like freaking John Waters style. He thinks looks more like Magnum PI.
Like he occasionally might color it in with like a Sharpie. Like, oh, it got thicker. Yeah.
Sharpie.
His mom's looking for, where's my eyeliner?
Mascara.
Oh, here we go. It's my special comb.
I love this comb, Mom.
Why is your hair blonde but your mustache black?
My dad was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Shut up.
Color doesn't always match the cuffs. Come on.
Sometimes the curtain matches the drapes, and sometimes shut up or I'll punch you. So Kirk the jerk comes over to where you are probably quietly reading or taking. Oh, are you? What do you do at recess? Because you're clearly not. Are you fiddling with Gort, huh?
Oh no, dude. Rob, no.
What's that?
Fuck.
Nothing.
Is that one of those? I don't.
In character.
Yeah, no. Like, do I want to go? Well, do I want to go real world? So, dang it, I don't have the thing on me. So, we will fix this in post, as I like to say, which is we'll retcon it later if I need to. Is that an autogan? Autogans are there are so because of the technology level of the loop. There are basically the Swedish version of Transformers that have come out that actually, like, when you put an Autogan versus a Deceptobot, and I'm biffing these names horribly, they actually react to each other and are like, I will destroy you! No, I will protect the humanity, kind of stuff.
Oh, so they activate something in each other when they...
And that is absolutely not what Gort is, but...
Yeah. Because I don't want him to know what Gort is.
Well, that's good, because that means it's time to collect the toy tax. You pick, all right? You get this hand, or you get this hand.
I'm done. I'm done, Kirk. You match your nickname.
All right. Looks like you get both.
At what point can I show?
And I'm gonna.
I would like to show up as well.
Everyone is like, no, me! Let me find the...
I'm gonna.
Okay.
The worst. I'm also trying to protect my face.
make sure thumbs are on the inside.
Thumbs in fists, yeah.
No, thumbs are on the out.
I know, but she does thumbs on the
Because I
inside.
don't know any better.
Oh.
I'm gonna break my thumbs.
I got you.
Yeah.
It's like, we're done. You provincial
So
jerk face.
go ahead and give me a force roll here. Body plus force.
Oh God.
I have.
Wait.
Mm.
You told a bunch
My
of nerds to
bestie.
wait while somebody's getting bullied.
And it's my bestie.
My pride.
Ooh. She got a 6.
All right.
So while I'm doing this, I step on his foot.
I love it.
Not punch him.
No, No, well, what this means is that he pushes you down, and you don't cry. You keep your
fair.
stuff together, and you're like, you didn't, and he points at you and he says, "Stay down. If you're as smart as you look, you'll stay down." Now, anybody else who wants to jump in on this,
Cavalry arrives.
Yeah.
go ahead and if you're going to be just straight up attacking, go ahead and roll a body plus force.
I would like to say something to him.
Okay.
Not attack.
What would be sneaking up behind him and putting a knife to his throat?
Oh,
What would be just taunting?
So, okay.
that would.
Let's see here.
I wound up with 2 6s.
Okay, hold that thought. Don't forget. So, since you're sneaking, roll body plus sneak. Plus, since you're using your knife, that's 2 more dice because that's your signature item. What are you saying?
What am I saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Kirk. Mustache is coming in nice. It's always helpful when you can, shave your mom's back in the morning.
And can I kick my soccer ball at him in the nuts? Dude.
Well, so add 2 more and roll to that.
Call it a walk-up.
Okay, that's...
Always trying to walk it in. So go ahead and... So you got 3. Go ahead and give me a heart plus charm.
Okay.
Nice.
It's almost all of
I
it.
didn't think he knew I existed.
If you are wearing your sunglasses while you say it, you get to add 2 more dice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Because you're like, hey, Kirk, snap. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a lot of 5s.
Oh no.
That's like 4 5s.
I would like to use a luck.
Okay.
Roll those suckers again.
Is that how it happens?
Yeah, you just reroll the whole thing.
And then you fail again.
That's probably exactly what's going to happen. Hey!
Oh.
Got one.
Okay. How many successes did you get, Sarah?
I got 1.
Okay. I think that Mags is going to take the day here. So, you give
The
Kirk,
best insult ever.
yeah, a really nice hit, and he turns to you, and that's when, poof,
Nice.
the soccer ball hits him in the side of the head. Now, do you follow up on that, or?
Oh
do you...
yeah, I think I beat him in the face so it bounces back at me, take it to the chest, and then shoot it with my knee into his nuts.
So Tawny gleams the cube,
Lost my
and
soccer ball doing this somewhere over there. Thank you.
And so Mags rolls in and completely humiliates Kirk.
And I think as I do it, I look at her and I'm like, "You're right, nerd." Wink at her.
He was such a dork.
And Gort raises his arm to.
And I like finger 5 him.
So good.
Okay.
I could just watch Gort all day.
So I also think that you did see him who you're like, I don't know again. He did just jump to defense of.
Yeah.
Gatsby's okay.
Thanks.
That just undid it all.
Sorry.
Thanks for helping my friend.
No problem.
Am I still on the ground? Thanks for helping.
I think we pull you
scoop
up.
her-
By
scoop
now.
you up. So the
I just
recess
slink
bell.
away with my knife like nothing happened. Like, fine, you got it.
No. Well, or do you follow him?
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, who?
You.
No. No, he
older
follows
brother
Kirk
is so
to
cool.
Jerk.
Yeah.
Kirk the jerk to make sure that his arse whooping sticks. All right. Because he's like, he runs off embarrassed, and you're like, all right, we're gonna make sure this is a permanent lesson because I'm sick of this, this guy rolling on my people, and he runs off into the woods.
I follow.
What is this friend of yours doing? I don't like it. She's creepy.
And you get into the you get into the woods, and you've got your knife out, and you're ready to deliver some justice when you hear a very strange noise. It sounds something like
Nom 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 nom.
The crunchy.
crunchy bully. No.
All of the missing kids are boys.
Did I open you wrong?
It's raining. Yeah.
This part's not crunchy.
Do smell crunchy, but in a way it is. No, you hear a sound. Imagine a combination of. It echoes through the forest. It sounds like a combination of an old school modem dial-up and the sound that plays before you hear a severe weather announcement on television. Kind of this chirpy, like, murr, murr, murr.
I'm definitely looking to see what the hell this is.
Okay, go ahead and give me a mind investigate roll.
All
Yeah, fun
right,
sound
that's
effect of
where.
terrifying.
Oh, I'm actually not terrible
Should
at
be easy
that.
to find the severe weather alert noise.
Mahjong is just strange, okay? How do you pronounce her name, by the way?
I've been going with Mahjong.
Mahjong? Okay. Just want to make sure we're consistent.
Creepy.
Mahjong?
I was thinking mahjong, like the.
Me
Yeah.
too. Yes, yes. But it's not pronounced. It's not spelled that
Nope.
way. But.
I'm rolling for shit today.
Would you like to borrow dice jail?
No, it's okay. I don't
Okay.
believe in negative punishment for my dice. Tawny.
Works for me.
Only positive reinforcement from Sarah.
Works.
By the way, when you use
For
luck, that
me.
is that just on the session?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what's the devil's bargain?
You have to sit next to Tony next session.
I don't think that would be awful for me. I think Tony would not be. I'm not wrong, am I?
The devil's bargain is, so the consequence is that you'll find her either way, but if you fail, she's going to find you.
Ooh. It makes you feel better. Apparently, she only likes boys.
So far. Oh, and that's the for fail. I get. Yeah, I'm gonna let it happen because I don't know what I'm doing, and we're gonna fail.
No, okay.
Wait, I forget.
So
What did I
that's
do?
if you want to re-roll with a push, that's what happens. Is
Oh, what if
either
I
w-
just fail?
that if you just fail, then you just fail.
Then I don't find her.
Yeah, you
No.
can't find the
But
sound.
I want to find her because that's trouble. I'll go with the devil's bargain.
Okay, so roll.
Ooh.
Don't fuck me over.
One of them's cocked.
That one's cocked, yeah. Reroll.
I don't have enough swear words.
Oh no.
Make them up.
Okay.
Would you like other dice?
No, we're good.
Okay. Did you try to wash them?
Shake them up.
Nope, I haven't moved them.
So,
Sassafras is underused. You should.
Melanie makes her way into the woods, switchblade out, and you see, and pocket knife out, and you see like, Kirk left a pretty obvious trail right up until you see him slumped over. And when you find him, his eyes are closed. His jaw is broken, shifted to the side, like somebody hit him in the face with like a baseball bat or something.
Ooh.
Like it's not.
Oh God, it's gonna get blamed on me for my soccer ball.
And that's when you feel a wet drip on the back of your neck. Do you look up?
Yep.
And that is where we'll take our second commercial break.
Oh man!
And we'll be back in just a few minutes for the final act of Tales from the Loop.
That was
See you then. And we are back for the third act of Tales from the Loop, episode 1, here on Theater of the Mind Players.
Theater of the Mind Players?
No, we can't do that. Now we owe Watsi $1.
That's why we're not that.
And also the play on words is kind of fun and very...
and nobody gets it.
Nobody
ever gets it.
Well, after we
I
have
got
the
it.
theater of the
part,
that's when people lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. It's like 3 jokes in one.
True.
It's more jokes than make sense.
Our live stream group basically made the Oneaters of we're the Wonders. No, you're the Oneaters. Anyway, when we last left our kids, Melanie found something strange in the forest. What did she find? Well, you'll have to ask her when she comes back home, which is unusual, Alex, because she did not come back from school.
Oh.
And your parents are like, okay, where is she? Do you know where she is?
Well, last I saw her, we were actually all together. My friends and I. One of them was getting picked on. My friend Mags and I helped out. She was right there.
You're not covering for her. Is she with that musician?
No.
The one who owns the record store?
She's not with the musician.
You're not covering for her?
I'm not covering for her, I promise.
Go ahead and give me a...
telling your truth even though they think you're lying.
Master
Yeah.
debater roll.
Heart plus charm roll.
Okay.
That's the worst. Telling the truth. Don't lie to me.
I'm so looking forward to doing that as a parent. It's gonna be great.
Okay, I got one.
You got one.
Finally.
And then so your mom has been the one who's been giving you the business, and your dad is like, Diane, you know that he wouldn't lie for Melanie. She's gotten into trouble plenty of times, and frankly, sometimes he's been the one who has made sure that we know that she's gotten into trouble.
Thanks, bro.
Jerk. No.
No, I mean like.
All right.
Let's.
Well, James, can you call the school again? Maybe talk to the one of the teachers, or what about that detective? Do you still have that detective's card? Yeah. Yes, I'll call the detective. I can't believe that I have to call a detective to know where my own daughter is. Why isn't she more like you, Alex?
That's a little much, don't you think? She's trying.
No, Alex, my baby boy, you.
Whoa.
I'm so proud of of how you're growing into a young man, and I just wish I knew what I did so right with you and so wrong with your sister.
God, I hate your parents.
I hope they're robots. I hope they're robots that explode.
I hope they're just lizard men. God.
Look, I'll just get on my bike and I'll go find her, okay?
All right. If you think it'll help, I'm sorry. I know you'll find her. If you want to help, I should let you help.
Thanks. I guess I can.
So, which of your friends are you going to first?
Probably him.
Or do we cut to the montage? The montage of you rallying the troops and meeting at the hayloft.
To the hayloft.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
Sorry, before we
Yeah.
go forward. Mijan asked me to meet her tonight.
With
Was
some
I
boys.
able to track
With
down
some
Raymond?
boys. Oh, grossed out.
Because if he just wouldn't talk to me, I completely understand that. But I think I would have tried to go meet her. But if I was intercepted on the way there and somebody was missing, I would have stopped. But I just wanted to make sure because she asked, and I think my character would have
I
tried
think
to...
it'll be a stronger scene if we have a group dynamic rather than a
So maybe one of us runs across her as we're...
Or
As
is
I'm trying
Raymond
to go
with
there.
us in the loft?
no.
I wouldn't add Raymond into our group. I think...
Well, if he
maybe-
dies after this, it's fine.
No, I think
Possible.
I think
He's a
because
red shirt.
we've already got a kid in danger.
Yeah.
I think we don't need him.
So I was on my way there, and I
Yeah,
ran
and
across.
you were going to be really sad because you're like, oh, I have to tell her that I failed
Then
because
you hop on someone's handlebars.
right, and
I
then
run my own bike. It has a little basket that I can put him in.
Okay.
Does it have a cage in the back?
which has
Yes.
a tiny.
Does he have a tiny helmet and a little seatbelt?
He does.
Okay.
But he
It also
never
has a little
wears
tiny
them.
machine gun.
She's a strong, independent
Rambo.
girl. She's got her own whip.
Little tiny headband.
The Barbie Corvette and the G.I. Joe
Yes.
Jeep to
Yeah.
clutch together.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say the basket has Nim, who has a tiny bike in the basket, which has
I put a
a
wheel
tiny,
in there.
very tiny rat in the basket. Which
Or is it a very tiny human in the basket?
He's just dressed
Can you see
exactly like
beyond the
you.
last visual?
I put a little wheel in there so he could run as I'm riding around.
I like that.
Nim's going like, I'm
helps
going
you go
real
fast.
fast.
Yeah.
He powers the light.
Oh my god, that's so cute. She helped you build it.
Genius. Yes.
And he's
Oh
like,
my
"Get
God.
batteries.
I
That's what science is for.
I am so excited at this game because we are absolutely alternating between the oh that's adorable, oh that's cringy, oh that's creepy that the more popular source material is very well known
That's
for.
so adorable in such a creepy way.
God, it makes me cringe. Okay, so describe the hayloft. Like, what does it look like? What cool stuff is there to do?
It's basically semi-falling down. My family doesn't use it anymore because it's not really waterproof.
It's not
or
structurally sound,
Yeah,
or
which means I got dibs.
Get hurt.
there are rusty nails there. Well, it's that perfect kid hideout of like.
It looks like it's falling down, but there's an opening big enough for us to crawl in.
The end.
Probably both got the
We brought a bunch of
shot,
pillows
but
and
it's fine.
blankets
Yeah.
and
Totally fix
posters
it up so
and
it's
like
not gonna fall over
Yeah.
by
Tarp,
itself.
yeah.
We shoved
Water,
boards
yeah.
in it, and
We found a
added
can
some-
of red paint one time and painted the door that we put over it, but that's
Just
it.
dangerous to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Without
It's not
being
safe.
suspended
Yeah.
over a waterfall.
Right.
Like, I think that's where you do like most of your like your fashion cutting for Nim, and like so there's like weird Barbie remnants all over the place.
We have like a little lantern that we keep in there.
We have a little soccer goal over one corner.
Yeah.
It's good. We have a sunglasses
Gort has a
polishing
tiny
kit.
like miniature barn within the barn.
There's a table that's got blood spots.
Yeah, because that's where you practice your knife.
You have 6 pairs of sunglasses lined up and 3 cans of hairspray.
Yep.
And
No,
And a
that's probably where you have your like. Who would in that?
Your
Okay,
trading card
your
collection.
like Kelly LeBrock poster or something.
Oh, yeah.
like that.
It says, "Don't hate me because I'm beautiful." It's an old Pantene ad.
so good.
And he said, "I could never hate you, Kelly."
I think I definitely have probably like a Olivia Newton-John "Let's Get Physical."
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's a classic. That's a classic
Yeah.
80s.
It is.
I was like, okay, in 1988, who was the hot girl in 1988 in Kelly LeBrock? But Olivia Newton-John is a classic from that. Okay, yeah, basically, who was in movies with Sylvester Stallone in 1988?
Oh my god. So many people.
How about we do it this way?
Meredith.
Who was with
I love
Ringo?
it. With Ringo? Well, at that point, he was married to Barbara Bach, who's a Bond girl. She's a Bond girl.
That's appropriate.
Welcome to us activating Tawny's nerd.
Yep.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
I think they got married in 1980. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Was that on the set of Caveman?
Well, that's where they met.
Okay, so as exciting
then-
as this nerd baiting is, so the kids come together and you lay out that Melanie never made it home.
Yeah. Should I do that?
No, we can skip to that part where it's assumed that you've told them that.
Okay.
Did you see her after recess?
I mean, the last time I saw her, we were helping out Sam.
Well,
And-
What happened to Sam?
oh,
I
it's
was
fine.
getting
It
my
was-
ass kicked, and they saved me, which was really cool. Thank you.
You were handling it. We just swooped in. It's fine. You had it covered.
Look, I can't. My parents. I can't deal with it. I need to find my sister.
Well,
Well-
where do you think?
Well, I think. Did anyone else see her walking towards the woods?
Did we see her on our way back?
I do not know.
Because that's where Kirk went. And
Well,
I thought she kind of went after him.
maybe.
Why would she go after
Or did
Kirk?
we hide from Kirk as you?
Yeah, as soon as he was like, "Oh shit, Kirk's coming."
Gotta go,
He
bye.
probably would have ran the
Yeah.
opposite direction. Well,
I mean, I wasn't paying much attention at the time because there was so much else going on, but I mean,
maybe we can ask Mejan.
Who?
Mejan, my friend. She was in the woods today too.
I didn't see
I'm going to
her.
say it again. Who?
Well,
My friend.
yeah, they're talking together.
In the woods.
She's
I
home.
was on my way to go see her when you guys saw me and you said that Melanie was missing.
What's she doing in the woods?
She's a homeschool kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's like, oh.
That explains
So
why-
everyone's like, oh, so she is actually a killer robot. Got it. Okay.
I was gonna go meet her by Cartisburg Lake. She lives over by
That ain't close.
Kunzberg.
Is it? How close is that?
Did you just say?
Kunzberg?
Could you enunciate that a little better?
Did you think?
Kunzberg.
Kongsberg.
Koonsberg? I'll
There we
do
go.
Koonsberg. and
So
then-
Koonsberg is far, but the lake that you mentioned is closer.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cartisburg Lake is where she said to meet
What
today.
time is it, by the way?
Oh, it's like dusk.
Okay.
By the time you rallied the troops and everybody,
Mhm.
it's getting late.
Well, we gotta go find her.
We gotta do it soon, because I know some of you have that, including myself. As soon as the street lights come on, be home. And,
I'm fine.
But if
I think
Melanie's not going to
on
be
the field.
home, then we should still find her.
Well, we have
Because
to.
she'll get in trouble if
Yeah, we
she's
should
not
get out
back.
there.
And my parents are talking about calling the police, and I can't keep covering for her, but I have to again. So.
All right, well, let's go
We'll
see if your
find her.
homeschool friend knows where she is.
To the lake!
Let's go.
Let's go.
So the caravan of bikes heads out, and you ride off toward the lake. Meanwhile, your body, your mind is awake long before your body. And the last thing you remember was something heavy dropping on you. And then you fell asleep. Like that it rationally it seems weird, but that's the best way that you can describe it. And slowly but surely, your senses start to flood back. The first thing is your sense of smell, and it's that thick, heavy smell of a lake.
It's gonna be death.
Where of rotting wood and treated chemicals.
So my day job.
It smells like failed summer vacations with your family.
Oh, yeah, of like you were gonna go out on the land, like just water ski.
Wally World was close.
Yeah, and it just rained for 3 days straight. And you feel your back is slick with that kind of algae feeling of a boat deck.
Maybe it's good for your skin. Moisturizing.
I'm 12! I don't give a fuck about moisturizing!
And
Yeah, you're always slightly sticky.
That's because I'm not good at washing my hands.
That's angst.
Your head moves when your eyes open and they finally focus. There is a lone light bulb swinging.
Oh, really?
And you see that it is, and above in the rafters is like an old kayak that has been long since disused. And you look around to see, and you slowly turn your head a little bit to see, because you hear the sound of
Body being dragged.
and a loud thump, and then the sound of water splat, like not like splashing, but like swishing.
Okay.
As it so you start to feel yourself able to move a little bit.
Okay.
What do you do, or do you stay still?
I'm probably
Like you're basically, it's almost like somebody is kind of running through your body and like slowly flipping switches.
Okay. Can I see? I can't see anything without turning my head.
You can try to do that if you want to give me a body plus sneak roll.
Oh, I can try that. I will definitely
but
try for now.
I'm going to assign you a -2 die penalty.
Okay.
Because you're still fighting off the effects of the whatever.
Whatever is going on. Oh, yay.
Did you get 1?
Yes.
Oh,
Did you get 2? Or just 1?
Just 1.
I did not have high hopes.
I was still rolling 5.
So you carefully deliberately roll your head to the side, and you see this human form, one that was you are in a boathouse, and you are lying next to where there is a boat docked inside this ratty old boathouse.
Okay.
And there are this human form stands up, but it doesn't do so in a way that, like, when a normal person stands up, it's like their knees bend and their back. It stands up like, basically imagine the legs are out on the side, and it just sort of scoots up into a standing position.
Okay. All right. So like somebody's going from like the splits backwards.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Except like the feet are planted, so the legs bend, so it's not
right.
But
right.
still not a natural way to stand.
Okay.
And the form steps off of the boat onto the dock side by where the boat is. Basically, like, okay, here's the boat, and like the house is kind of built around it.
Right.
You are on this side, and then the human form goes to the back, which is also where the door is leading out of the boathouse. It scoops up a young boy's body.
Oh, hell.
And puts it back in the boat. And then stands up.
Does the boy... Can I tell who it is?
Go ahead and give me a mind investigate.
Kirk the Jerk is dead.
Oh, I got one.
Kids can't die.
The main kids can't die.
The main kids can't die the first episode.
No, in this game, the kids cannot actually die.
Okay.
Like that's a hard fast. Which is funny because I had one of our listeners was like, "Well, that's no fun," and I'm like, "Okay,
They're kids.
good for you."
However, things from the flood.
Right.
Yeah.
Things of flood.
Yeah. Wait
That
till
is
you're
not
literally one of the
necessarily
first things they're like, "Oh, y'all can die," and everyone is like, "Yay!" And I'm like, "That's a weird feature to sell."
Yeah, some people...
It's not Kirk the Jerk, but
Okay.
it is one of the kids from the missing list.
Okay, so do I know which one it is?
Marcus, Justin, or Billy?
It's Justin.
Justin Arno.
You might be just in time.
Ooh.
Choke yourself.
But it...
The figure gets up and starts walking towards you.
Okay.
What do you do? I like the mime suggestion. That's good.
The mime suggestion was for me to swim.
Yes. But you're still partially paralyzed.
I would-
so-
The humanoid form, like because you're like, okay, and I have to lie still, you hear clump, 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 and you feel it hovering over you as it bends down, and its weirdly human face has dried blood smeared across where its mouth would be. I'm sorry, I don't think I want to kiss you.
I don't like it.
One moment, I'm gonna step away from the microphone before I do this.
Oh boy. Cover your ears.
Yeah.
Y'all good?
We're good.
Come over here. I'm just screaming.
Okay. So, you start to hear the screams as you're pedaling up to the lake when there's the lone light on in the old boathouse that's on the side of the lake. And across this lake, we see the cooling towers of the loop.
Well, that ain't good.
So.
What if that was Mejan?
She might be in danger.
Oh no.
We gotta go fast.
I don't even know who that is. I start screaming for Melanie. I heard it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I start screaming, Melanie, Melanie, and I
Okay,
run into
so
towards.
I go with you, yeah.
everybody give me a move check. Everybody who succeeds, body move, body moving, will get there before Mejan can act.
Do I have a boat?
I'm using luck.
There was a reference earlier to the cop asked me.
You don't have the boat with you.
Okay.
Okay, I used the luck.
I got 1-6.
I got 1-6.
1-6.
Nope.
Too slow.
I enjoy having the dice tray with one side down, and I can use like a craps table.
So the three of them peel off ahead of the two of you.
The light just burns a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
It's adorable. I love it.
And the thing grabs you and scoops you up one-handed. You have to keep my secret for me. And you feel her as she stomps to the edge where she's going to just drop you in the water.
No. I won't tell anybody. I won't tell anyone. I can't. Oh, please, no.
When she Mejan puts her hand and goes shh, and her finger starts to click, and a syringe pops out of the top of it.
Mejan!
You're part of the...
Yeah, I am.
The advanced team.
Yeah. Bravo, Tango, go! Welcome to Stranger Counter-Strike. So you're on the advanced team. You and the three of you barge in. No.
Mejan?
No.
I would like to kick a soccer ball at her face.
Okay.
Do I still have my
My friend!
I
Did I run into a tree?
No. You guys you
Can
they
I have
peeled
training
up.
wheels on my bike so that it doesn't just fall over with Nim in it when I get off?
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. They're not like on the ground though. They're like the janky ones where they
Right. So they're really
ride
kind of
straight.
like mobile kickstand almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also pull with bumpers.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your your force plus body plus your soccer ball.
I'm rolling a lot of dice.
That's okay.
Holy crap.
So normally, before you roll, I just want to tell you, normally, to succeed in this game, you need to have one success. But in certain situations, you need to have multiple successes to succeed, such as, say, trying to damage a robot with a soccer ball. So you're going to need to get 2 successes.
Mags is a robot?
Sure.
My best friend would totally be a robot.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty freaking cool.
That's gonna be some luck, is what that's gonna happen right now. That's
Okay.
Luck. Rolling 10 dice and not a single 6. Come on.
Whoa.
Wow.
Maybe you should roll it in waves.
One
I'm
at a
joking.
time.
Are they all going in the dice jail?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 in a row.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
The ones are all going in jail.
The rest of you are on probation.
The rest of you were on probation and I failed.
Can I
Wow.
tackle
Wait.
Mel?
So, you unleash a like you basically unleash the same kick that you nailed Kirk the Jerk with. Perfect timing, right in the back of the head, and Mejan's head 180s and lifts up.
Oh, no, God.
Don't hurt her!
And her mouth and her jaw goes.
I run up to her.
And I look at her and I go, well, damn, then.
And that's when she unleashes that same.
Thankfully, I'm behind her.
Yeah. You're out of the area of effect. It has a cone.
A cone of creepy at 30 feet. That so everybody that's in the everybody that's in the room, give me a body plus force roll.
Aww.
Oh no.
Oh, that's mad.
Please be good.
Should I have to take one out of dice jail?
I will use
roll
luck.
for Nim.
Because
I did not.
I got a 6.
I'm a young kid, so I have a shit ton of luck.
So, not to leave the room till I can get
Oh, now I get 3 6s. I can help someone, right? Don't use your luck. I'll help you.
Well, I already used my luck,
Well,
and I got
damn.
4 6s.
What? Gee,
We can help everyone.
Help Nim.
I'll help Nim.
I'm really winded. Apparently.
I did not.
Guess you
Okay.
should join the soccer team.
So
Sorry, the
go
football.
ahead and take a condition.
Can I help her? Can we help her instead? He got 4. I got 3.
I don't think it's necessarily like a thing you can help with.
Here.
As much as I would love to help,
Yeah, you're
you
kind of
help.
Yeah.
Like,
you're at ground zero for that one.
yeah. Also,
Well,
like it's a.
I'll tell you what.
I'm okay with taking the damage. Like, it's okay.
No, it's fine. Well, I mean, one of the things that they can do is give a success to another kid. So if you
Okay,
want to give
so
her
that's
a
just a thing.
success, you can certainly do that. And
Like, successfully.
yeah, I'm sure you say. How do you help? Let me ask you that.
Open your mouth, close your eyes.
I think it. Damn. How do you keep a noise from getting to
So,
someone?
my plan was to tackle Mel. What if I
Okay.
didn't make it there all the way, but I was able to cover her ears?
What about you? What if instead of hitting her, you got them both, and all 3 of you go in the water?
That works.
And then it muffles the sound.
Yeah.
You did get 4 6s. So that makes sense.
So
Floaty robot.
the stragglers roll up, and
Sounds one healer.
go.
Inhaler.
I'm not a strong swimmer.
And you see, so you come barging in and see a bunch of 3 or 4 kids passed out in the boat, and a big splashy mess in the water, basically out by where the boat would go out into the lake. Okay, so so who hasn't taken an action here yet?
Does screaming and crying count as an action?
Yes.
Oh.
So, but you were on the scene first, yeah?
Yeah.
So let your action go first, and then we'll see what these guys do.
I run up to the end of the dock and try to see if I can see anything in there. And, like, I start, like, splashing my arm in the water.
Okay.
Trying to see if I can grab anybody.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a...
Don't fuck up. You're gonna get pulled in.
But if you get pulled in, creepy
mind
girl,
plus investigate.
she might save you.
Yeah. Because she's my friend.
And friends don't kill friends.
Yeah.
Just boys.
Friends don't kill friends.
That's our friends don't lie.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Okay, I'm going to use luck.
Oh no.
Is that the last of your luck?
Nope.
So
2
luck's
more.
per session, not per...
Correct.
Okay.
I'm a lucky kid.
But
I have
it's only
4.
once per roll.
Yeah.
I got 1 6.
Okay.
Enough.
I just start calling out Mejan, Melanie, Olaf, everybody's name.
Who's that? What's that third kid's name? I don't remember.
Olaf.
The one who he hates me anyway. It's fine.
I don't hate him. I just think that he hates me.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So yeah. Mejan is holding Melanie under the water.
Rude.
And like the water is deep enough that even standing you're submerged, and she's basically just kind of standing there under the water with Melanie pressed to the bottom of the lake. And
super rude.
Olaf is, well, what are you doing? Like, what are you preparing to do here? Are you trying to like
swim up to the surface for air?
Yeah, like he pops up for air, and like you basically like you hit something solid. Like that was not a person that you hit. That was you felt like you hit like a wall or a statue or something. Or a robot.
She's still my friend.
I'm not judging.
I'm sorry that she's hurting you, though.
How deep under the water are they?
More than hurting.
Probably 5 to 10 feet.
A little bit more violent
Okay.
than that. A little bit.
A little more death.
Yeah.
So above most of our heads.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like you're gonna have to jump in the water.
Then yeah, I can I see in the water? Can I see like what's happening, or is it like pitch black?
It's hard to see right now because basically the only light is the dangly thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she spent the time to actually like I think you popped the lamp off of the front of your bike to to look.
But do I know they're down there?
I say, they're down. Yeah. I can see Melanie, it's down there, and then Olaf.
Okay, I take this thing off and I dive in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the floaty thing off.
Take off the lights.
Really gonna
go ahead and give me a
go deeper.
body plus move roll.
Okay.
On his way in, can I toss my soccer ball at him and be like, "It floats"?
Did
He
you wear
doesn't
your
need something
sunglasses
to
down
float.
there?
I'm going to need.
Might help though. After
He can't. So because that's your signature item,
Yeah.
he can't use it for like a bonus.
Nothing.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
Nothing. Most of those were ones.
Do you need to borrow the
I
dice?
do not
Jill?
need to borrow the dice.
The water was a lot colder than you expected.
Do better. All right.
Once I get oriented, I'd like to dive back down.
Yeah. What does empathize do again?
You
Empathize with people.
you study what makes something tick and how to find its
I mean,
weakness.
she's not wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
You hit the water, and you see your sister struggling against the grip of this thing, and you're just about to get a hand on it when you feel a strong metal arm grab you by the back and chuck you out of the water and into the roof of the lake.
Damn!
house.
Oh no!
My sciatica.
Your sciatica's by your hip.
So go ahead and
He didn't
and
pass
take
biology.
the injured condition, please.
Oh no.
Sam.
Wait, does that mean there's
Did I-
more robots?
So have I just seen him?
Yeah, he just got
Fly
chucked
out.
back out of the water.
I know I'm gonna be useless in the water, so I'm gonna go see if he's alive.
You run over to him and he smacked his head pretty hard, but he'll ultimately be okay.
You're gonna be grounded forever, Alex. If we're
Like-
live.
If you survive.
Like no, well, like you hit the top of the thing and then fell hard on the
So I wake up and I'm like, I just invented time travel.
No, but you are definitely feeling some pain here.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, is there anything around that I could use to
Science.
science? Exactly. I mean, it's one of those things where I learned a long time ago that if I ain't helping, I'm in the way.
Well,
You
So-
could just electrocute the weight. I'm in there.
Yeah.
I'm
And
also in there.
I mean, I could probably. The lasers don't work, so he's probably just a powerful flashlight at this point. So,
You
Wait.
speak binary, right?
I do speak
You could
binary.
probably hack it by speaking binary to
Yeah.
Speak binary.
And there, well, I mean, plus there, is she, since she threw him out, is she still 10 feet down?
She went back up to do that, but she's still like. So Maijan basically went back up to chuck you out. That gave you a moment to be like, and then, boom, she's sinking back down.
Okay. Because
Or no, wait, no,
I see her
better
and
idea.
I understand her.
So you got chucked out. Maijan grabs the side of the dock and pulls you, and now raises Melanie above her head because it looks like she's going to smash her down onto the deck.
I don't really like this game.
Am I unconscious or?
You are hurt, but you can get back up and do stuff.
He's not bleeding.
But-
I'm heading for Maijan.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm gonna see if there's any part of her exposed that I can like either lift or get into or.
There's got to be a power button somewhere.
Exactly. I always keep my precision screwdriver handy because he's got tiny screws. So
That's my girl.
So give me a mind plus investigate roll. And if you're using Gort, you get to add 2 more dice.
Gort.
Okay, so that was mind and investigate.
Mhm.
Okay.
You
Does
got
he have
this.
does he have like a tiny precision screwdriver thing? If you
I like
pop
the idea that his
hand
head
off,
just
it
splits open and the screwdriver
And
pops
the-
out. Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's kind of like
It looks like a
cross
really
between Gordon
funky
Helper from the
Mohawk.
Venture Brothers.
Right.
yeah.
helper bot.
Yeah.
That's some
I got one.
Okay.
One is all you need.
So,
Well, I don't know. This is a pretty big one.
Did you add the 2 for using Gort?
Yep.
when you get a success on an investigate roll, you get to ask me 2 questions that I have to answer. So what are your questions? Make them good, or at least make them entertaining.
Might I suggest where's the off button?
Or how do I shut
I
this
was
thing
trying
down?
to figure out the right way to
How
ask
do I
that
shut this thing
question.
down?
We like it a boyfriend.
Like, it's like magic 8 ball, magic 8 ball. Show me. Is anything that looks like where her off switch visible?
You see that on her back, it looks like there is an access panel to what is probably a power cell. And basically, if you pull the batteries out of her, she'll go down.
A spike.
Do you have a second question, or was that sufficient?
Do I have enough time to get the panel off, or do I need to go through the edge of the panel?
I think you can get the panel off, but somebody else is actually going to have to pull the battery.
I'm right in the water next to it.
Okay.
All right.
I am slowly getting up.
I mean,
So-
you did just get thrown.
Well,
across
let's
the
be
room.
fair. This is also perfect Steve Harrington fight
Yeah.
behavior.
Yeah.
You're
So-
on the ground.
God, I was so annoyed at that bit when I finally saw it. Just stop.
So Sam hops on Maijan's back and plugs Gort into the screw port and clicks one of his feet, and his arms extend out. So there's 4 screws on the back of this thing, and basically she kind of clicks his head into the middle of it, and his arms and feet all click onto one of the screws and go.
Oh my God, he would be
That's
so
so cute.
awesome at changing tires.
And she pops off the back of it when Maijan finally grabs you by your hair and flips you over, kind of judo style, into the water. Olaf.
Would you like to swim up, reach my hand inside that open area and just rip out anything I can touch.
I don't care.
Battery.
So, give me
Pull out a little piece of paper. You will have a good financial future.
give me a tech plus calculate roll. Well, let me ask you this. You can either roll body plus force if you're just pulling something out. But to know what to pull out, you can roll tech plus calculate first.
So my body plus force is better. Otherwise,
But I'm also going to say that you're probably going to get hurt by that because you're reaching into an unknown heated electrical area in water.
I am going to use body plus force because there's a better chance of success.
Okay.
So to reach into a tiny opening.
You stick the crowbar.
You can fit the crowbar in there.
Yeah.
Then I'll do that.
As long as you don't go like.
I want you to use all your dice, baby.
Hot dog, not hamburger.
I really don't want to be the DM who's like, well, technically you can't do that. Okay, but so go ahead and take. You choose what condition you're going to take.
Probably injured.
Okay.
Yeah, injured buddies.
Yeah.
Ow!
Small amount of
And then we have to mark broken.
Oh, those are that's a
2
thing.
6s.
Okay. And you feel the current run up the crowbar, and you just wrench as hard as you can, and this weird glowing disc goes skipping out across the water.
4 skips. Good job.
And
Oh, Sean. I ran up to her.
I'm sorry, Rue.
I'm not.
Well, damn, that was something. Ain't dead yet.
I hug her.
You can dead sneak and sing.
at least I got to kiss a boy.
Ah,
Gross.
ew. All right, well, are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
I immediately
I will
run
be.
over to Melanie.
Are you all right?
And he's over with Melanie right away.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I feel like a fish. That was really bad at being a fish.
Okay, well,
Well, you ain't got no gills, so.
with a response like that, I'm gonna take that as a yes, you're okay.
I think I'll be fine. Are you okay? So I have to beat somebody up. What happened to you? Are you?
All right, what the tits was that thing?
Well,
Am I still like being held up by this thing?
No, her grip let go when her power ran out.
All right.
I'm gonna go have a look at what it is since her power ran out.
So give me a tech plus calculate roll.
It's model A3000 XM.
Is it slowly sinking in the water?
I'm holding on to
Is
it
it
as
doing
much
this?
as I can.
Yeah.
Rude.
Son of a bitch. I'm gonna use some luck.
I want to know what this thing
I need to know what this thing is.
It's the time to use it. It reloads
Right
next
now.
episode.
Do I get to use Gort for this?
If you want to, tell me how you use Gort.
Does his beam out of his face? Is that like a scanner?
She's using a
Try to make a
flashlight.
laser.
I'm using it as a flashlight to see what the serial number is on the underside of her head.
Perfect. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
2.
Her name is Julie. She lives at 321 Main Street. She loves walks on the beach.
If lost, please drop in mailbox.
Right. No reward if found.
Leanne actually told you about this thing. They're called I mean, they have a technical name, but they're known around the Colorado loop as nannies. They're kind of half security balancing device, half medical balancing device, and they're often employed in the children's medical wards in the Colorado loop.
Oh. That kind of sounds like if this one came out of a medical ward, all she did was hear the dying wishes of kids that weren't ever going to get to grow up. And
they just wanted their mommy.
Yeah,
kiss a
or
boy.
To kiss a boy.
I'm never going to get to kiss a boy.
She was my friend.
Well, your friends.
Well,
suck.
clearly she malfunctioned in some way. There was something wrong with the
You know how sometimes people are
the
broken?
buttons are the things with the circuits.
Stick to soccer.
So with that, at the end of every session, they also suggest the sort of montage of these are the scenes of the kids getting back to their normal life, but maybe something has changed. So if we want to go around, if you have scenes that you want to suggest, we can do that. Otherwise, I can guide that and we can wrap up. But I think one of the scenes is probably I'm gonna forget her name again. Detective
Ingrid.
Brocken.
Blanken.
So I think one of the
Abe
scenes
Lincoln.
is
Hey, Blinken.
Detective Abe Lincoln.
No, I didn't say Abe Blinken. I said, hey, Blinken.
Thank you.
Like at night on the bank of the lake with silhouetted by the flashing light of the classic, like, I have to put the stupid light on the car, thing, with her arms folded as a pair of technicians wearing Rick's Energy jumpsuits, like basically hand her a clipboard and are talking to her, and you can tell that whatever they're telling her, she's like, and she sighs, clicks her pen, and signs the clipboard and hands it back to them as they pull something in a shrouded bag out of the lake and load it into a van. We then cut to the Weber household, and you of course get blamed for everything.
Oh yeah.
You were out late. What were you doing by a lake at that time of night? You're so lucky that your brother was there.
Do we tell them what happened?
Are you going to tell your parents that you had to fight a killer robot?
No, but my thought was I was going to cover for her and make something up.
Okay. Well, so fine then. What's your cover story? I'm curious.
Oh, see, I was gonna just basically tell the truth, and if they don't believe me, I mean, if you want to toss a.
Well, my idea was I was going to say.
So you tell them, yes, I was attacked by a killer robot.
Oh yeah,
and...
I know they're not going to believe me no matter what I say. So
you might as well just be like. And yeah, so the scene. So yeah, so the cut is to your dad being like, a killer robot.
Yeah. Held me underwater for like a minute.
All right, Alex, what really happened?
Okay, so it's my fault. I forgot. Her and some friends told me they were gonna go to the arcade at the mall, and when I went to go get her, I thought she was getting picked on by some kid. So I told the kid to knock it off, and then his friends and them pushed us in the frickin' fountain.
You're my hero, Alex. Thank you.
I tried.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being honest, Alex.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you always lie. And she always tells the truth.
And your parents are flipped.
Yeah.
But then I give her, I think, like a knowing look, like.
Well,
this time
we can after the adults like leave you alone. I want to have a moment. So go ahead. So I think you're probably both going to be grounded. We'll figure out the lengths in the morning, but I want the two of you to go upstairs and go to bed right now.
Okay.
Okay.
And as you trump up the stairs, what happens?
I probably tell her like you know that I even though you know the crap about me,
Scrap.
The scrap.
Yeah, I care about you. You know that, right?
You know, I think you're my brother, and you're my brother. Mm-hmm. So I'd beat somebody up for you, or whatever.
Just please do me a favor and don't go finding any more robots, please.
Okay, to be fair, I was really just gonna go scare
bed
jerk.
Now. Cut to.
Oh my god, I'm literally having flashbacks. Oh god.
Does anybody else have any other scenes they want to run? Yeah, okay.
So basically, my thought was I would semi-creepily follow Rue home from a distance, make sure she gets home safe.
Okay.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Creepy.
He said semi-creepily.
Yeah. And then I would probably head home and look over the stuff that was supposed to be done during the day, see if anything was left, then take care of that and go to bed probably way later than a 10-year-old should.
Oh,
Yeah,
Creepy yet adorable.
you like when you get home, you look around and you're like, he never got out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
At all. Any other scenes going once?
I'd probably wait up for Mom
Okay.
to come home from work.
Okay.
I feel like my parents don't even notice I was gone.
I would probably, when I get home, Grandma would probably say something like, okay, it's a little bit after curfew. And then I would say, oh, I was hanging out with some friends.
Oh, you've got friends, dear. That's so great.
I feel like if they did notice, I was just like, oh, I was just at the pitch practicing.
Okay.
What's the pitch?
So I think.
I know, I think legit.
My new friends killed my
That
first
old
friend.
Irish and English people use for
I don't
soccer
know
field.
the best way to sort of explain that to my grandmother. So I'd probably be like, I would say just saying goodbye to a friend that's moving away.
Oh.
And I think the last scene then is you getting home and your mom is passed out like in front of the TV because she was waiting up for you a little bit. And you head upstairs to where your computer is, and there's a message waiting for you from Leanne that says, "My day was so boring. How was yours?" And that is where we will end our first episode of Tales from the Loop. We'll be back in 10 minutes with our after-school special, where we spend some XP, talk about the session, and the
And
rest
don't
of...
do drugs, kids.
And
And don't do drugs.
we just don't do drugs.
Drugs are bad.
Dare.
Okay.
Lord of the Board, we have to add winners don't do drugs as part of the... maybe if we end up doing things in the flood, because that like the 90s was more when that was happening. So, all right, we'll be back in just a few moments. But thanks for watching and listening, and we'll see you in 10. And welcome back to our after-school special of Tales from the Loop. Our first...
Don't hide in the refrigerator.
Right. So we are... we're
Unless you're Indiana Jones. then it seems to work.
So,
Punky Brewster told me not to.
we've got... this is our first of 4 or 5 episodes.
6.
No,
Is it
this
only
is
5?
I think it's 5.
Oh, then my tweet is wrong.
That's okay. Well, either way, this is we are in a series on this, and we're going to be back in 2 weeks with more adventures with our group of kids as they explore more mysteries in and around the loop, and what we do to gain the experience points. Experience points are actually fairly easy to deal with. So the way that it works is for every...
Oh, no.
We age a year.
No, well,
Our luck
you
goes
actually
down.
can do age. You actually do age in the game.
Oh.
Where if you go through a year, basically your luck goes down, but you get an extra ability point that you throw in there. We're not going to quite do that time jump. But we are going to do the basic... you can choose to change any of your problems, your pride, or relationships out loud, and change what you like. So that's actually the first step. So why don't we do that? So let's start with Mags. Read your problem, pride, iconic item, and your relationships out loud.
So the problem is my parents wish I was a boy. We didn't really do much with that, so I'll stick with it. My pride was no one tells me I can't do something. Hasn't come up yet, but I still think it's a good one, so I'll stick with that. And then the relationships?
Yeah, the relationships with the kids and any NPCs that we encountered this session.
Okay, so Jenny, she knows everything. I stick with that. I still think she knows everything. And I had Alex. I wonder if we can count on him. I almost want to change that to, maybe he can be counted on.
He's better than I thought or something like that. Okay, I like that.
He's not too bad.
See, you're winning her over, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put he's better than I thought.
That's perfect.
Okay, I guess.
Okay. And we didn't deal with any of your NPC connections, did we?
Not really. We
let
the coach, and then
we'll focus on the kid stuff because
Yeah.
otherwise we'll be here for 85
exactly.
million years. So Ethan, you're next. Problems, pride, iconic item, and kid relationships.
Problem is my parent is sick. I'm gonna keep that.
Yeah.
Cause
Still a problem.
yeah,
Still a problem.
Yeah, doesn't change there. Pride is I help people. I will keep that.
Oh, you could have popped that to get an automatic success. That's what prides are. Faux.
Okay, gotta remember to stand.
Lesson
on that rock
learned,
when I got
everybody.
it.
Oh, yeah, I could have done that too.
Yeah. And then relationships. I want to show Rue how I really feel. And Alex can't survive in the woods or alone or whatever the wording in that was. I paraphrased everything.
Yeah, I know. When I was drawing out your relationship maps, I was like,
What?
let me go back to the book and translate Ike Stadion.
We haven't seen Alex start a fire yet, so maybe.
So I'll keep those. They're
Okay.
They work.
That's true.
During session 0, there are questions that we're supposed to ask to everybody and the group. We didn't quite do those, so I want to do those now. For Mags, what is your favorite food? For Olaf, what do you think about sports?
Go Packers.
All
right, we'll come back to you guys.
Vegetables and chicken because I'm trying to.
But is that your favorite? Like I know it says
Well-
would you okay. So my thought is
I love how you're answering her question.
Sports seem interesting and could be fun, but it seems also like a waste of time. Like there's other things that should be done after school rather than spending.
Right, you're too busy doing chores to like kick a ball around. I mean, that's silly. Okay.
But it's interesting.
Okay. Do you have your answer, or should we go over to?
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so Melanie, problems, pride, iconic item, and relationships.
Problem. My parents think I can never be good. I think that's it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Problem, pride. You said I've never been caught.
Okay.
And I would do anything for Alex, my brother. And Megs thinks she is better than us.
All true.
Still all true? Okay. What does your room look like?
A tornado.
It looks awesome. It has a bed and a desk, and
So many clothes on the floor you can't walk.
no, there's a path. It's totally a path. No, because I think I end up having to like clean my room every week or something like that because my parents make me, so I just clean it, whatever. But I've rebelled against the pink walls by putting up like rock band posters and everything all over, and maybe drawing on the walls a little bit.
Or at the very least, the posters. Like maybe you put like the Bowie lightning bolt on a couple of like, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all like
Or like your mom bought you like a Debbie Gibson poster.
Oh yeah,
and you
look like Kiss.
Yeah. I love it.
Like it's that, and my desk is probably just full of like papers and stuff like that. And in the bottom drawer, I've rigged up some sort of half-assed lock because that's where I keep my pretty pink diary.
Ooh, all right. Let's go
Figured it out.
to...
A really good order of
answer.
fish and chips.
Okay.
Because it reminds me of home.
Okay. All right, let's go to Sam. Problems, pride, iconic item, and relationships.
All right. My problem is he doesn't know I exist.
Okay.
And that... I don't know. We talked about that being somebody, and that might change.
Okay.
In the light of somebody being a hero not too long ago, when I was about to get stopped. My pride is when the shit hits the fan, I don't back down.
Right.
I think
You're ready to take a beating, and then that's great.
And then the relationships.
Yeah, the relationships with the other kids.
Olaf, we're different, but we're friends. I think that holds up. Mags, I think we are best friends, which you definitely demonstrated with your
cool
with your
ball
work.
kicking.
And what does your room look like?
My room looks like it never did when I was a kid. Everything has a place. I've got that one corner where things just kind of get tossed in sort of a half-folded fashion. But I have a little desk area. All my stuff is, all my little tools are laid out.
Does it look like a props table where it's all taped?
No, I don't. Okay. I don't go that far. I like everything. Everything's neat, but sometimes it's in a different order based on what I was using last. But also my computer. And that's my window to back home.
Okay. All right. Rue.
All right. So my problem is that I found out a secret about the science teacher. I saw him canoodling with somebody.
Santa Claus.
My pride is that I'm not heterosexual.
Okay.
Not.
Yeah, that's sticking. Yeah.
Relationships for Olaf, I know he doesn't like me, which I think
Correct.
like in this this episode though, like this section, he like checked in on me and that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure I probably realized you were following me home.
Maybe he doesn't hate me.
Yeah, like maybe he wants to be my friend.
Okay.
Is what I think
You
that
can change
changed
that.
to.
Yeah.
And then Melanie, I want to be cool like Melanie, which is still true. And then my NPCs, I want...
Don't worry about the NPCs.
Okay.
Your question is, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Ooh.
Bet tech.
But the coolest pet is Nim, and I don't know if other animals are as cool as Nim.
Right, but you get to find out.
So I listened to the Nat Geo podcast, and
I'll have
there's
to
a
think
researcher
about
that
that.
just researches rats.
Yeah. So like a rat researcher?
Yeah. She's part of that rat race.
I think
I want to be like Neil deGrasse Tyson, but for rats.
So a rat searcher?
a rat searcher.
You're welcome.
I think right now she isn't like really thinking about what she wants to be when she grows up.
Okay.
So I think the
Astronaut,
current
no.
moment,
Firefighter, no.
it's
Architect.
like,
Yeah.
I think it's like she can't decide what it is because like she'll see something cool and then that'll be something that she's like obsessed with.
Okay.
Currently, it's Nim.
All right, and Alex.
Okay, so start with my problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
My problem is Dad is having a secret love affair. My pride is I stood up. We didn't touch on that, so I guess I'll leave that. My pride is I stood up for my friend. Originally, I had that because I figured at some point Veruca I stood up for her, but considering that I actually did do it this session, I'll just leave it. My relationships are Melanie and my sister. I'm sick of covering for her. I think even though this time I did it out of the goodness of my heart, I think I'm still not a fan of it. Veruca, she's weird, but I like it. I think that it remains true because I think that, as a popular kid, I have like a lot of popular friends, but she's someone unlike anybody I know. But I think that may have changed because the robot thing really weirded me out that she was actually friends with it. Especially after my sister was in danger. And I also think, and this didn't happen on camera, but I figured out that I think my character has a crush on Mags. So I might change
You're
it to
weird.
that.
Well, you can add that as another relationship.
Oh, I can do
You
that?
have other slots.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I only filled out 2 because they, like, the way the game is built, it's assumed that you're playing with 4, so that way you get a relationship with each. But with a larger group, I find that it's easier to just kind of do 2 at the start. And if you want to add one, that's great. If you want to change one, that's great. That way you're not. We just want to make sure that we have
less juggling.
Yeah, like more focus in between everybody.
Alex isn't a player, he just crushes a lot.
Accurate.
So, what makes you angry?
I
feel like I need to put on my James Lipton hat. Like,
yeah.
what sound or thing do you love?
I think it's just people I love getting hurt, whether that be my sister or my friends. Because I think as like being a popular kid, he can be a dick, but I don't think he looks at himself as like a bully, and he hates that.
Okay. So now we ask one question of the group, and I think we should just get the obvious one out of the way. Who is in love with whom?
Oh, didn't I just?
Ew.
Well, who has? At least let's do crushes. So you're in ew phase, so you're like nobody. I feel so. Olaf definitely has the longing look at our weirdo kid who is not heterosexual for the double bang of pain. Melanie?
I love Lamp.
Okay.
Now, did you just see Lamp, or do you really love Lamp?
I don't know. It's a little too soon to tell. I think I might have just...
Tony and I finally got Tony to watch that like a month ago.
It's so
It
good.
was a little weird.
Okay, so Sam, are you in love with anyone in the group?
I think I'm definitely at the point of I don't think Alex is as big a jerk as I thought he was before. But I'm not confused by my feelings or anything. It's like I'm not having. It's still gross.
Okay.
But
So maybe the he is referring to him as in the he'll never notice me thing?
maybe, yeah.
Rue?
I think Rue had a crush on Meishan. Meishan? Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, she's really drawn to things that are strange
She's really
and
drawn
weird.
to homicidal robots? Murder
To
bots?
things that are weird and strange.
She's a murder bot sexual. And she really...
So that's part of the reason why I played her, like, so worried about her.
Oh, no, that...
Holding
And then,
hands.
yeah.
I
And
love
when
that.
she was
No.
holding hands, I was like,
It's so sad. I love it.
weird.
It's
As soon as you said holding hands, and you just like got that look, and I'm like, yep.
Hands with me.
yeah.
That's why
exactly.
sometimes
That's what my character
watching us on
like,
VOD is great because you don't like we're very good at emoting, but sometimes the watching on the visual, you really get to see how the players at the table emote, and I think that's I love it. Like even I get to catch that stuff, and I'm like, oh no, we've gone into some stuff here, guys.
So she had a big old crush
On the murder bot,
and now she's dead.
and Alex.
Alex has a crush on Megs, and I
It
think
has
the
to
reason for that is because she's the only girl he knows that doesn't like him.
Because that's how it works. Like I mean, I don't want to mention this person by name on camera, but I had a friend in high school who that was absolutely what it was. Everybody loved this guy. He never went out with anybody, and the one girl who was like, I'm not that interested, he threw himself off of a cliff for her because she
funny.
didn't like go, oh, you're so
It's
witty
the
and funny.
classic,
and
you want what you can't have.
Right.
That's super funny.
So
Because I think I know who you're talking about.
right. So we'll confirm that off camera. It's a Patreon exclusive. No. Because that's what's going to get you to give us money is tell us about your high school weird...
High school hot goss.
Yeah.
No. The hot goss from 25 years ago. All right. So here's how we get XP. Everybody gets 1 point for being here.
Yay!
Have you been in trouble because of your problem or your relationships?
Yeah.
Did either of those get you in trouble?
Yep.
Yes?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Maybe?
Only
I
one.
think so.
Then you get a point for that.
Okay.
Does
Did
maybe
you
count?
use or deal with your pride?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Then you get a
but
point for
without
that.
realizing that.
Did you put yourself at risk for the other kids?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Had Yeah, no, not you.
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Have you learned something new, and what is it?
The fact that killer robots exist, does that count?
Yeah.
That's,
Does that count?
I guess I'm
And
good
that
with
the
And also that
the
you're
loop is active.
like
Yeah.
not as bad as like maybe I thought you were. Maybe.
I'm hip. I'm cool. Check me out.
Okay, yeah, I lied.
Is the fifth session?
You're still
I feel like
pretty
the
bad.
fifth session has to be like the school dance session, right?
Oh god, not another one.
No, all right. We won't do it.
It
Like
was so awkward.
I know, but it made great drama.
The dental dams.
that was pretty great.
The dental
Go
dams.
back and watch Masks if you have.
Yeah.
We were older in that one, to be fair.
We were.
I don't think we're getting the sex
By
talk
5
or
years.
condoms
Yeah,
in
probably not.
middle school.
No, yeah, not at 10. Maybe if we go to Flood,
better.
like that will be
In
the.
sixth grade.
Yeah, we did that
Yeah,
in 5th
are
grade
you
in
kidding?
Florida.
Yeah. 12 years old?
But
I
like
had
not
to
from the
talk
anyway. All right, folks. We'd like to thank everybody for coming out and watching us tonight. We will be back in 2 weeks live with another episode of Tales from the Loop. Next week will be the VOD podcast edition. So depending on which. Like our fan base is kind of on like two schedules. They're either catching us on Twitch every 2 weeks, or they're listening to podcast and VOD every 2 weeks. So regardless of where you're finding us, thank you for coming out and supporting us. We have our Patreon. If you have not yet backed us there, otherwise please like, share, and review our podcast and our YouTube links.
In all the places.
In all the places. And we've got, we're going to be on Tales from the Loop through October. And then our next big switch up is going to be our fundraiser live show at Gamehole Con for Planned Parenthood, where we're going to be playing the Alien RPG that's set in the movies.
The year 2000.
Universe. Yes.
The distance beyond.
Also by Free League, by the way. And using the same system, so it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm hopeful that we'll get to announce some of our celebrity guests very, very soon.
You were right, it's 5 episodes total.
What's that?
It's 5 episodes.
Okay.
I just looked at the
You
calendar.
look. Whoops. We had a.
Yeah, same here.
It's fine.
Well, episode 0 counted as one.
Aha!
We did. What's that?
0 session. Ha!
Counted as one.
Well, and we also did end up having to switch some stuff, so there was some slight confusion on our end, and now we've laid it bare for everybody. So thanks.
Like a chest burster.
But we will.
Watch out for the chair.
Yeah, I was going more for your shoulder.
Okay.
That's
So
fine.
thanks everybody for coming out tonight. I'm very excited to continue the adventure with these kids and see what melancholy, bittersweet,
Shenanigans.
8-bit heartache that we can get into.
I think near-death experience is going to be mine.
Almost drowning. Check.
All right. So for
Every episode.
for Theater of the Mind players,
Tawny P. Thompson.
Ethan Eichsett Anderson.
Sarah Babe.
Tony Cheek.
Jordan Fishburne.
Jenny Higgins.
and our ever-loving Lord of the Board,
Brad Davies.
This is Rob Wieland telling you all that you should repeat to yourself, it's just a game. I should really just relax.
Chest burster.
Just chill.